In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. I'd like to greet the viewing audience, my brothers Michael X and Mikhail X, in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.
How the brothers?
Doing fine, sir.
You all ready?
Yes, sir.
Michael X, you got that cord?
Yes, sir.
The cord in, brother, for the computers? The cord in? You ready? last time we had some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're ready to go. Title of the show.
Yes, sir.
Growing Up Mixed in a Black and White America. But before we go there, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go home. Y'all know why we took a month off? Because the man of God has spoken, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
we take time off and we shut our mouths and let him speak. It was called
Yes,
the Swan Song on February 27th, live at Mosque Mariam. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan spoke. You can go see that at noi.org, webcast/archive, or I'm sure my brothers could probably back this up. You can go to YouTube.
Yep.
And just type in Minister Farrakhan Swan Song. There's a whole bunch of parts. But how long did the brother speak, brothers? How long did
4 hours and like 40 some odd minutes was his part.
Yes, sir.
Almost 5 hours, ladies and gentlemen. He's almost going, he's going on 89 years old. He spoke for almost 5 hours. It will be the greatest lecture you hear all year. Again, noi.org, YouTube, just type in Minister Farrakhan, the Swan Song. And my brothers and I did want to point out one point each about the Swan Song. Just a favorite part. There was a million favorite parts. We're just going to point out a part each. Go ahead, Michael X.
Yes,
I had a couple of small ones. Is that okay?
Well, if you want to talk 5 hours, brother, go ahead.
Well, I want to do the salutation too. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there's no God but Allah, and that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is his exalted Christ. And I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the one going up yonder,
Go ahead.
his beloved warner and guide, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I greet you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wait, salam.
Yeah, with the Swan Song, the first thing is when he said, "You thought you were coming to see mine? My Swan Song?" Jump in our seats.
What I do, brother Michael? What I do?
Jumped around the kitchen.
I ran around the kitchen, brother Mikhail.
Come on.
The things I wanted to say, some real quick points. He said, if you don't repent, you can't get extra time. If you continue to do what you do, then your time is up, and the Swan Song is for you.
Listen.
He said, did you think America has what America has done to the Native American people and to us? She don't have to pay for that. He said, God will not be just to let America escape for what America has done. He said, America, the final call has been issued. Now judgment is coming down in full. All white power has to end. The kingdom of God has to be established. He said, the greatest sacrifice is obedience to our teacher. And my favorite scripture, just this first part, is Paul when he says, I fought the good fight. And you know, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan fought the good fight.
Listen.
And it's in 2 Timothy 4:7-8. It says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. So we have a shot too to go up yonder.
Go ahead.
So you should go watch the Swan Song.
You have to go watch the Swan Song.
Go ahead.
Brother Mikhail.
Yes, sir. Also, I'd like to say, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. And I'd like to greet everybody with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just say my favorite one. First of all, that whole 4 hours.
Yeah.
Over 4 hours. First of all, like Brother Michael said, I mean, where we were watching it, when he said some of y'all thought it was my Swan Song.
Right.
Everybody said, you know what I'm saying? You know we all did.
Right.
Everybody. What nobody got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. First, I wanted to say, just like you said, he was 89. How vibrant did he look?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this man has health problems. So there's no excuse for the rest of us. At 89, they had to give him a chair. so he can sit
Go ahead.
and speak. You know what I'm saying? But the wisdom is what outdoes the physical. You know, that wisdom that's in that man, that's coming from him. But I want to say, I'm going to say my favorite, because this is a lot of, I want to say that, you know, from us being in the Nation of Islam, going out in the community, you know, whether it be with the Final Call newspaper or they just know you're Muslim, there's a lot of things that we get pertaining to, you know, Minister Farrakhan's in for the money. I want to say that. Or, you know, he's got a nice house, or how come you know, say you always try to get us to think down about this man. But my favorite one was when he said back in the day that they tried to buy his music rights. And back then in the 56, they offered him 750,000. So you know me, you know what I'm saying? I like calculations. So I go right to Google and say, how much would that have been worth right now? Over 7 million.
Yeah.
So for anybody to ever think that this man's in for the money, in 56, when they needed that money, you're talking about over 7 million?
Right.
And here's the thing, that was a sign for a lot of us in the entertainment that have our music rights. And the first thing, the white man wants to buy it from us, and we sell it.
Right.
So that was a sign. The reason he didn't, because he didn't want it just, you know, put up on the shelf and them not to get the word to the people. So the word that was in that music was more potent than the money that they offered him. So,
can we prove that? Can we prove it? The song they wanted was the song that the Cassius Clay, I should say, was listening to, correct?
Correct.
Go ahead.
So Cassius Clay man never heard that song.
Go ahead.
Listen.
You wouldn't have a Muhammad Ali. So is that
Ali
song worth more than $7 million?
Go ahead.
He knew it was.
Go ahead.
And Muhammad Ali became the most recognizable human being on planet Earth.
Right.
Muhammad Ali.
Right. So look, that's just a pinch of a reason why the minister deserves to look, whatever God blessed him with, he deserves.
Go up yonder.
Yonder. That's what we gotta say. Up yonder.
It's going up yonder. That's what he's deserved.
Go ahead. So that, I mean, you know, that's my favorite one. I just put it like that.
Yeah. The one that hit a lot of it hit me, but mine's gonna be short and sweet. He said we have to have a moral compass.
Yeah.
I'll put that right on me.
Go ahead.
One song is us. I have to have a moral compass. So I had to look those two words up. Moral is holding or manifesting high principles for proper conduct. And a compass is to get into one's possession or power. A moral compass. That's what hit me. When he said the Swan song is ours, I ran around the living room, moral compass. That's what I need. That's what we all need. You know what? I want to play. I don't think I have the flyer, but I want to plug the NOI Sundays. You can go watch a student minister of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan every Sunday at noi.org. Again, that's noi.org. And I believe that's Sunday at 10 a.m. or 8 a.m. our time, Pacific time, 10 a.m. Central time.
Go ahead.
The title of our show, you know.
Go ahead.
Brother McHale X said he wanted to let some stuff off his chest. You know what I'm saying? And maybe for the mixed people, we'll get, and a few people got bent out of shape on the title of the show. We'll get there in a second. But first, I've given props to Brother McHale. He wanted to get some stuff off his chest. Well, we've probably never seen a show where mixed people defend themselves. I've never seen that. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
And second, it's a black and white America. Because we want to get that established first. I want to make sure that we understand this is no melting pot. My brothers and I have never been fooled. We have a white parent and a black parent, but we've never been fooled. That's my point. So that's why it's called Growing Up Mixed in a Black and White America, not just in America.
Go ahead.
And then so we each are going to give an account of our own experiences.
Yes.
And then Brother McHale X wants to do something on defending black celebrities. So if we chime in, Brother McHale, at the end, we'll just chime in with you. You feel me? So let's start it off with, hold on. Before we start off, I was going to do this in the middle of my thing. Let me do it now. Can I do it now?
Go ahead.
Let me talk about black and white America. Let me do that now.
Go ahead.
In 1968, the President Johnson ordered a commission. They called it the Kerner Commission because there was black people rioting in various cities in the United States. So he commissioned these people to go find out the root. And this is 1968. And when they came back with their findings, they said it was white racism was the root of why black people are uprising. Then they said there's two Americas, one black, one white, separate and unequal. The name of the show, Growing Up Mixed in a Black and White America. Then they did a Kerner style commission in 2018, 50 years later, and they said it was worse.
Yeah.
The gap was worse. I forgot to say in 68, they said we can never close the gap.
Right.
If we started right now, they'd have to do something severely drastic to close the gap, especially economically, between black and white. Something would have to be done very drastic. But since then, they said we can never close the gap. But right now, the gap's gotten wider. White racism says that's why it's called Growing Up Mixed in a Black and White America. We're not fooled. But my brothers and I are going to break it down with our personal experiences. One more thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
I read a book by Gandhi. It was his autobiography, like 30 years ago. And it was called My Life Experiences with Truth. So that's what my brothers and I are going to do today. Our life experiences with truth. And then we're going to have the big climax at the end. You know how people do TikTok and Facebook and they say, wait for it?
Go ahead.
Get for the clip to see where they're going. Wait for ours.
Wait.
Believe me. Wait for it, because we're going to get to God. Definitely have to wait for it.
Go ahead.
Brother Michael X.
Yes, sir.
I got one of those pictures ready.
You got the dad mom?
Oh, not that one. My fault. You want to start that off, huh?
It don't matter, man. I'm just going to roll. So when I get to the point, I'll ask if you have the pic, and if you got it, we'll just show it.
I think I got one. Go ahead.
But anyway, I'm born in Seattle, Washington, and I was born. I like to say I was born on 21st and Cherry. So, you know, for those who like to say I'm white or whatever, we got squatters' rights. If that's those in Seattle, 20. And I want to go, when I was born, it was like 70% black then.
Go ahead.
Now, if you go on 21st and Cherry, it's like 15% black. So you got a pretty federal way now if you want to say you're black.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You didn't hear that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, our mother's Caucasian and our father's black. They divorced at like 7 years old. So it wasn't like we ever had like a family growing up with your mom and dad and that experience. But I know when I was with my father, now I felt more like, you know, when you're with your dad, you feel more black. When I was with mom, it was like more of a white experience. And like with dad, when dad and we be around black folks, I think the experience was less of a burden than it was like when we're with mom. Because sometimes when we're with mom, there could be people, you know, look at you funny. And some of the white people, and you know, some of the white people. So I know it was more of a burden in that sense, even though I still got jabbed on both sides growing up, which I'll get to.
Go ahead.
I always say our father, you know, he had a few girlfriends, and probably two white girls he had girlfriends, two white women, and those are the ones he had children with. So you go figure that one out. With our mom, of course, it was like an experience, like I said, was more white. With our dad, you know, he had Black Panthers on the wall. So we had some semblance of knowledge and wisdom that our dad had. He might not have been like a hardcore example, but he had stuff that we seen, and he would talk black and I gravitated towards some of that later on. But do you have Mom and Michael?
Man, I don't. I can't.
Okay, don't worry about
it. No,
it.
man, send it again. Can you send it real quick?
Through this, you mean?
Yeah, just do it again so it'll go to my downloads. Whatever you sent last time, it went to my downloads. So I got one ready.
But I mean, send it to
whatever you did last time. It went to my downloads.
Oh, you're talking about on the screen. Okay. Well, anyway, at 11, I'm trying to do that at the same time. At 11 months old, you know, my mother took me to New York. Now, of course, I don't remember, you know, the experience. So it's coming again now coming now. So at 11 months old,
wait, Mike, that's my phone. I meant the computer, but never mind. That's cool.
That's gonna be difficult. Okay. But anyway, at 11 months old, I went to New York, and I didn't know this at the time, but later on in life, my mom told me that our Caucasian grandfather wouldn't take a picture with me. You know, he wouldn't take, you know, a picture and I just thought that was heavy at the time because, with our grandmother, she would call and we talked to her during Christmas. She would send money and all that. But that was like a heavy experience because when we met some of our family later on, they were telling us how he was like a great hero because he had saved somebody one time from drowning. So he had saved someone from drowning. And in my mind, I'm going, if it was me, would he have saved me?
Damn.
Would he have saved me?
Hold on. Yep. Go ahead. Now,
Well, that was kind of heavy.
That's deep.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty heavy. So anyway, we grew up in the Terrace, and then we moved to like an all Caucasian neighborhood. And when I was like 7 years old, my first experience, I remember going and they were playing baseball in the park, and the ball went over to our yard, and I picked the ball up and threw it back. And I remember I had a big old fro, and they said, "Thanks, girl." Like they just thought I was a girl right off the bat because they probably never seen somebody with a fro, probably. That's my first experience.
Thanks, girl. Maybe you were pretty, Mike.
Yeah, look at his fro. But the other thing was around the same time, at 7 years old, I'll never forget this. Right across the street from the house, I was sitting there one day, and I looked, and a thought came in my mind. I said to myself, "I'm the first mixed person ever born." and I remember this was real. So I was saying, I'm the first mixed person probably ever born ever. And I remember feeling a burden, like it was a burden, and I couldn't, understand it or what is this point. But I remember feeling I was the first one ever born, and I knew it meant something. It meant something. This burden, I have to do something with it. But anyway, growing up, my first one experience I'll never forget. I was like on the phone with some girl. I never knew her, but I was like maybe 12 years old or whatever. But I'm talking to her, and then she said, "Are you black?" And I remember I said no. I said, "I'm not."
Hold on, Mike, real quick. Did she's seen you before, correct? Right?
No.
Oh, she didn't see you.
I didn't. She didn't know me. So we were just talking on the phone.
Okay.
But she said, "Are you black?" And I remember saying no. And again, I felt this weird feeling because I'm not black in my mind at 7. I'm mixed. But she said, but you know what I thought was the cool part about that? Did she hear something in me that had some blackness to me at over 13? Was there some blackness? I had some whiteness in me?
Go ahead.
Was all, and I know since that day I felt, I'm black. So I got to get to it though. Let me keep rolling. In the eighth grade, I have a Caucasian girlfriend, and me and my friend went over to go chill with them at the house. And I remember we had to wait for their mom or dad or whatever to leave. So me and him, I'm just bringing this up as a funny sidebar. We went into the store and we seen Donkey Kong for the first, and we're high too, a little weed, smoking a little bit. But anyway, we seen Donkey Kong for the first time, and we were tripping. I was going, what the hell is this? It's the greatest game ever invented. The point was, I go over there, we chill with her. So after a few months, we break up, whatever. We're not talking no more. But then after we broke up, she was talking to somebody on the phone, and I was at their house, and they were telling N-word jokes. And I remember thinking she was cool with me. We were cool, but now you're telling me, and from that day on, no more Caucasian girls were no more. I knew I was black. Even though at the time I'm mixed, I'm whatever this society wants to call me. I thought that was heavy.
Yeah, that's heavy. I got a couple pictures. Was it you and mom?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. You know what? This might be small, man. That's too small.
You don't think they can still see it?
Just go ahead. Yeah, I'll see.
Okay. So anyway, so some of my other experiences. Now, I was in high school one time, and I remember this brother. Now we're playing hoop and everything, and I had a little game or whatever. But he kind of got upset, and he went to me afterward, and he said, "Black and white don't mix." That's deep. Yeah. So there's the picture. So that the picture. My point is, he didn't take a picture with me, and I look Caucasian. I don't even look black, and our grandfather still wouldn't take a picture. Anyway.
How'd you get an afro?
But anyway, the brother, he went to me. He said, "Black and white don't mix." And I remember I went to him and I said, "You know what? If that's the case, you need to say that to my mom and my mother and father, because I had nothing to do with it." So I always had comebacks for people, and I remember being one time at a a cater party, all Caucasians, and this white boy saying nigga jokes right in front of me. And now I'm getting older now. So now I'm starting to talk back. So he said nigger. So I started saying, yeah. And like the white boy, you know, and I remember one of our friends, he went to me, he said, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, he knew.
So they probably started seeing some sense of I'm coming into my blackness.
Yeah,
you know,
go ahead.
Going from mixed, not going tripping to coming to, you know, some blackness. And I remember one time when I was working, I was working and the boss guy came to me and he said, Mike, what are you? Like my ethnicity. And the guy next to him said, now I'm in the nation now, I'm processing. So he said, so the boss goes, what are you? And the other guy said, he's confused. So, you know, they like laughing at her. So I go back in the truck and told him and pretty much showed him, I'm far from confused, sir. So, you know, I know how people look at things. That's what my point is.
But you were a member of the nation at that time?
Black people, white people, you're getting all these things.
Mike,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Mike, I was gonna say that's funny, bro, because I was thinking about that situation today.
Yeah,
I remember that. I was hoping you was gonna bring it up.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
There's some stuff I hope Mikhail brings up. I'm gonna bring it up, bro.
Yes, sir.
I got you too. I got your back too. Go, brother Mike.
Yes, sir.
So as going on, I remember one incident with me and you, Jim. Remember we were working somewhere and this white dude, you could tell he had some intellect to him, and he had a Nazi white supremacist kind of feel, and we were just whooping him, you know, with what we knew, and this is before the nation, but we were whooping him, and he said, Jim could say the quote, you know the quote. What did he say after we whooped him?
He just whooped him up pre-Nation of Islam, brother Mikhail, but he said something like, at least I'm not a nigger.
Quote.
I remember that.
So he recognized we can whoop him intellectually, whatever we had.
Right.
But you're a nigga. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead,
So I'm showing throughout my life how you're going through both these stages and how you're growing into consciousness. But anyway, then I remember starting to watch the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And when we would watch his tapes, I remember going in the room one time and going, why am I like attracted to this? I'm mixed, you know, and I don't know. I didn't think I could join. Probably when I was watching, this is in the mid 80s.
I'm getting to that too.
Why am I being attracted to this? You know, I know he's telling some truths, but then there's some things that I'm going, I shouldn't probably be listening to this. It was like confusion. And then I remember reading autobiography of Malcolm X, and Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, his grandma, Malcolm X's grandmother, I believe, was mixed because she was raped.
It was his mother.
His mother, I'm sorry. His mother was mixed. Right. Yes. I knew I was going to have that wrong. So I started thinking he got in the nation. You know, he's 1/4. He got in. So that got me to thinking I could get in. So my point was, even though I was kind of confused and I liked Farrakhan and listen, I stayed in the classroom. That's how I look at this. And when the Honorable Minister Farrakhan just said that in the Swan Song, you have to stay in the classroom, because I kept listening. I'm attracted. I don't know what's going on, but I kept listening. So anyway, eventually, you know, I joined the Nation of Islam in 1999. And of course, sometimes in the mosque, you could tell there's some that don't necessarily like you being mixed. And a lot of people like to bring up the lessons where it says Christopher Columbus was a half original man. And they always would use that in a negative to show like you're just a half original. You're not as good as the original man. Right. And it was always put in just a negative. Right. And I remember us also being on a radio show, Jim, if you remember, we were on a radio show and someone called in and said, light-skinned guys are watering down the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, I remember.
He said that.
That was heavy.
Brother Mikhail. Hey, Brother Mikhail. Tell him to go on my Facebook wall and tell me if I'm watering down the NOI.
Go ahead.
So anyway, and not only that, today, literally this last week, I still see people using these words like half-breed in a negative.
Come on.
It's put in a negative.
Go ahead.
You know, it's not put in, you know, in a context. It's always put in a negative to try to make you feel lesser or whatever. But anyway, I remember being in a Facebook group and they were doing this. They were discussing like racism and race. And I said, when are we going to get to the standard where it says in the Holy Quran that the best of you is he who keeps his duty?
Go ahead.
I'm thinking this is what we're all trying to grow to. Because my point is, even if you say or you are original, you're more original. I get that. I get that on the physical plane,
Right.
but that alone is not getting us to where we need to get to, is what my point is. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he wants every drop. So he said he wants every drop, and he also said some whites might make it. So he said some whites might. So how are they going to make it, and we don't make it, so to speak? So there's got to be a different standard of which and how to make it. So my whole point was, I grew into mixed. I grew into black. Now I'm trying to grow into, like you said, Brother James, with the righteousness, because that's the ultimate thing I want to get to, because that's what's going to get me up yonder.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
And it says, y'all remember Stir Crazy, the movie in the scene of Stir Crazy. Craig T. Nelson, if you remember, he put Gene Wilder in the box, and he said, "I'll see you in about 5 days if you make it." So my point is, to all of us, you can't come to the Father but by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's all of us. So that's how we're going to make it, by his example of how he lives his life. So I've come from being mixed all the way to righteousness, I guess you could say. You know, without discarding the blackness part, because I get all that. I know that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he doesn't accept race mixing. I understand that. I lived it, and I could see how it's not good because I lived it. So I understand the teachings. I understand them, and I'm trying to grow into the teachings so I can go up yonder.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Is that it?
That's it. Go ahead.
Just so the audience knows, mine will be longer than that. Brother Mikhail, hold on. Now I have to say this to the viewers. We got to clear the air with Brother Mikhail.
What's that? Okay.
That you're not blood related.
Right.
I'm saying a lot of people think, I'm sure, that we are blood related. We are not.
Just me though. You two.
Mikhail. I'm retarded. Yeah. Michael X and James X have the same mother and father.
But you gotta bring up the link.
I am, of course.
Oh, okay. I was
making Michael X and Brother James X have the same mother and father.
Right.
Brother Mikhail X, we met him when he was 2 because his mother got with our father, and they had 2 sons. So let's repeat that. Right. Brother Mikhail X's mother got with our father and had 2 sons.
Right.
So Brother Mikhail is going to have a different experience, and that's because we didn't grow up in the same house.
That's right.
And of course, we knew each other, we loved each other, we were brothers, but we didn't grow up in the same house. He has a totally different experience.
Right, but check this out though. That's part of their testimony.
Exactly. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me say this real quick. Does Brother Roderick X in here, and he says, "Assalamu alaikum," and I love you, brothers, very much.
Go ahead. Salam, sir.
Let me just say this about this brother. Y'all think it's just us 3 in Seattle?
Yes, sir.
There is more. Believe me, that got the gift because they submitted to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And wait for this brother. Remember I said wait for it on this show? Wait for this brother.
Yes, sir.
We might do something with him, and he will bring it. Another bearer of witness in Seattle.
Yes, sir. And I was hoping that you could see that because I was hoping you was going to say something because I was going to say something.
Yeah. That's our brother.
Yes, sir.
He going to be on with us one time. They'll see. They'll get it.
Sir. Oh.
Brother Mikhail X.
Yes, sir. And let me add a couple little points about that brother. I'm saying I've always looked up to his, as you want to say, he's a more like outgoing brother. First of all, he definitely has that fishers of men spirit.
No doubt.
So he sometimes I just want to go with him and see how he does it.
Yes, sir.
His coat.
And
no, first of all, and he can rap his ass off.
Hey man, you're leading into what I was gonna say because we did a rap CD and he went on there, blew me out the water. But my point is he has said points in his life, and I want to go. One of my favorite things he said, amongst many things, he said, Jim can say it better than me, but he said something about the limit being 6 feet, the sky being 6 feet high or 6 miles high. Say the lyric.
He said they say the sky is the limit. That's only 6 miles high.
Correct. He said it's only 6 miles high.
Yeah, he said they
can't. When I said that, because I see people to this day go, the sky's the limit. I'm going, that's only 6 miles. That ain't nothing.
Let me finish it. He said the sky's the limit. That's only 6 miles high. They can't deal with me. I'm out this galaxy.
Yeah.
As you all will see if he comes on live with us.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Plus, I just want to mention that brother. I gotta get that brother. The brother you see on there, Jonathan, because he was definitely part of. He kind of pushed me to go on Facebook and where I've been doing these to lives for the last year. So he kind
Oh,
of pushed me.
Brother Jonathan.
Thank
Thank you, brother.
Yep. But so let me see if you can pull up my picture. You see the one with me and my mom? I mean, my mom and my dad. Got that in there?
Yeah, I should. Hold on.
Yeah, because I have to justify myself. You know what I'm saying? Being in black. So as you, so as
You have to prove it.
Yeah, so I have to prove it. Now, I give a little history because you'll see on my Facebook name that you'll see Guadalupe in there. Okay, so you see my father right there is a black man, but here's the thing: his mother was black and his father was Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the Guadalupe came from. That's his last name, and that's my grandfather's last name. So I just want to say that.
I get it.
Yeah, so I just want to say that. But this is the thing that's first I want to say that I really only have a picture that I'm with my father in one picture, probably when I was probably 2 in the picture, and I remember seeing it at 4 years old. So up until I want to say the last few years ago, where I was able to, well, first of all, right there, Brother James had found I have a brother from him, and which we're like 9 months apart. And I always heard about him through my mother. I heard about my father. My sister, I have not met in person, I believe. Now, possibly when we were extremely little, we might have had an encounter, but something that I remember, Brother James found my brother on Facebook, and then I was able to meet him finally, probably in like 2010. And then later on, I got some pictures of my father. So I just want to say that. But and here's my thing. So, I had lived with my mom for up until 6 years, which I'll get into the little deeper story of that. I lived with her, and some of that time we were in Yester Terrace, as you were saying that that was Eisenhower that made the first integrated projects. So that was in the Yester Terrace, right?
Yeah, that was Roosevelt, President Roosevelt.
I'm sorry, yeah. Roosevelt. So we had lived, I had lived there a little bit with my mother back in maybe late 70s, but up until like 81 for sure. So, and here's the thing, as Brother Michael mentioned, some racism, as you want to say, on the white side of the family, me also. So come to find out that my mother did not she did not physically see her definitely her parents, and I believe other family members, for 28 years.
Wow.
Because one of the reasons was she had 3 children, because we have 2 other brothers. We'll get into that, but there's 2 brothers that was from my mother's side, but but you guys have the connection from your father's side. So so that means my mother had children, 3 children with 2 different black men. So they didn't like that. So there's racism in that. So this is what I want people to pay attention to, because they had commented, about you using the word mixed in the flyer. Okay. First of all, let's not get all righteous and holy. Right. You know damn well you've used the term mixed to describe mixed people. So don't go there with the Mr. and Mrs. Goody Two Shoes. You guys are using the word wrong. First of all, but the thing was, you said mixed in a white and black America. Right. So that's why we're considered it, because there's as you want to say, a supremacy mindset that is ruling America, that we're born into. So that's why we get called that. So but you'll listen, you will hear where there's no distinction of where we feel we fit it, whether it's either black or white. You're gonna hear at the end of the show, if you haven't already heard it, where we set the stage straight, where we feel where our mind's at. So I just wanted to point that out. But I want to say my first memorable racist encounter was in Tacoma. And I was sitting in the front yard with some other little white boys. And I remember I don't even know if I was 4. That's how much I remember it. So I remember the first time I heard I got called nigger.
Hmm.
So, but again, though, because as you'll see that we get contradicts on both sides. We'll get black, they're saying that you're not black, or you're not black enough, you're mixed. Well, to me, if you hear the word one time attributed to you, that establishes you.
I know you're black, bro. I know you're black now.
Yeah, from 3, I knew I was black. Let me put it like that. And here's the deep thing. Like I told you, I didn't have a relationship with my father. Later on, I heard, I knew my mother, preferred black men, but I heard later she kind of put in a jokingly way. She said, but there's truth to joke. Let me put it like that. So she had said the reason, and I've known her to be dealing with black men since I was born. So I remember she said it's because, first of all, she was married 4 times before. Wow. 4 times, and they were all not black, white. So and I believe one was a little off white, was Cuban, but I believe it was the white Cuban. So, but she said the reason she said I just like black men, and the reason is because of all these white men that's mistreated me. So it made her go to the black man.
Wow.
So, but here's the thing, though. Again, I've always, since I was little, focused. I tried my best to reach for the blackness in me, and as it wasn't big, noticeably big. Let me put it like that. But let me put. Can you see the pictures growing up? The first one, growing up one.
I hope I have it. Hold on.
Okay. So. Right there, that's perfect. So right there, you see that bottom picture. I'm 5 years old in that bottom one, and that's with our brother that we share, Zelamir.
Right.
I'm 5. He ain't even, whatever he is right there. Yeah. So, and then you see up in the corner, that's me with my grandparents. So right there, and I'm holdable. So whatever the age that is, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you go right to the corner to the right there. That's that picture. I kind of cropped them out, but I'm with like my cousins. They're a little bit older than me. My white cousins right there. So I don't know. I'm still with my mom, so I'm not over 5.
Right.
I might be 4 in that picture. And then down below there, you see right there. That was my favorite bike when I was 8.
Oh yeah.
And my dog Sheba. That was when I was with my adopted family. I think I was probably 8, somewhere between 6 and 8, right there, riding the bike. So, but I would say back then my hair, and then when it came to the summertime, I get a nice tan. Those are about the only things noticeable. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, my fault. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So
I turned my phone off. I thought I did.
So, that's just the best I got. But I would always try to focus on that. So anything to where it was like, but let me go back to this point though. Really the only conscious of blackness that I got from 0 to 5 was from my mother.
Wow.
Which is deep. So, so first of all, as they say, the mother is the first teacher. So I know there was no shadow of a doubt. She expressed to me that you're black. You feel me?
Yeah.
So second of all, she lived in as you want to say, the projects around black folks. And she would always hang with black folks. In fact, when I got older later on, which I really didn't think like my mom like this. I just, that's just my mom. So I really didn't look deep in certain things. But I remember a brother was like, man, when he realized that, but this was, my mom had passed, and I told him he used to hang with her. He's like, man, your mom passed? Man, it was like she was black. You know what I mean? So, but I really never thought about that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But then though that's where I got my, as you want to say, desire of any kind of desire to focus on somewhat the best I could when I was younger, blackness. So I just wanted to point that out. So also I want to say my second memorable encounter, which is funny. I looked up this city because I just said, let me look up a city that's the whitest city that they call. It was in Portland. So that's
Wow.
I looked it up now, and it's still considered the whitest city. So
Portland.
Portland.
Wow.
So this was an encounter because again I went to live with my foster and later on to be my adopted family. So they had my adopted mother had her parents that lived in like Milwaukee, which is an area in Portland. So I remember me and my adopted brother, who is no shadow of a doubt, there is no confusion what race he is. That's a black man. So so I remember me and him were riding bikes together, and we were riding this neighborhood, and this this white kid said he said nigger.
Mm-hmm.
So and the best I come up with, I called him fat boy. He didn't handle that real well at all. That's the best I come up with at 8.
That's the best you got, Mikhail.
Yeah. But he got mad, knocked over my bike. You know what I'm saying? Knocked me over in my bike. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't take that. So so that's a racist encounter. The next racist encounter I want to say was in elementary school, where I just heard this kid. I'm kind of my vision is kind of bloggy. Exactly. I just remember he would use the word nigger. So I was about to fight him. So I remember that, and then later on he used it, but he tried to clear it up. I'm not talking to you now. Now that he knew I was serious again.
Yeah, you were real about it.
Yeah. So I remember that. So here's the next racist encounter was in junior high during lunch. So here's the thing. I don't know whatever it is, and here's my thing. I'm not here to say that in my encounters I'm always innocent fully, but I'm just sharing my experiences.
Listen.
So but I remember I'm at lunchtime, and I remember there's a, as you want to say, just me and two mixed kids right here. Okay, so one sitting on the other side next to his white friend, and this white boy next to us, as you want to say, mixed friend, called me he called me nigger again.
Yeah.
So that's the next racist encounter. Okay, so then I want to say the next one is at church camp. So we're probably, I don't know, we might have been around junior high. So and I remember as I expressed to you, my adopted brother, he was there at the camp with me, and there was like a burping contest. So and his was like a funny burp. It wasn't even loud, but everybody laughed and they cheered, and he won first place. So I get wind of that this white kid had called. He was upset at my adopted brother for winning, so he called him a nigger. But it was hearsay. So somebody told my adopted brother that that's what he said because he was mad. Because he was mad that he won. So then my brother just told the person that told him. He said, "Go tell my brother, who's me." That he told him. He knew. I took it a little bit more personal. You know what I'm saying? So he told his friend. He said, "Go tell my brother." So he told me. So me and another white kid who was my friend at camp, we both walked in on this kid in the bathroom while he was using the urinal, and I just stood up next. I asked him, "So why'd you call my brother a nigger?" And then he just started crying, and that ended it. I have to do nothing.
Go ahead.
But I remember there was a camp counselor outside the bathroom that heard what we did, and he got in my grill, and he's like, let us handle it, right? So, which I still remember this today. But first of all, I believe it made a bigger impression for us to go up there because obviously it made him cry. That was a bigger impression than if you would have did it. So I just put it like that. Okay, so let me see here. I want to say, so those are some of the racist encounters. Let me put it like that. And let me say this. I remember in high school, these are things that hit me. Okay, I remember in high school there was a big painted picture of Martin Luther King. Okay, so and then which we got wind that somebody had wrote on it nigger. So but they cleaned it up real quick and they didn't tell everybody. But we heard it through like the black organization coming to speak to our class. That was, you know, the black groups that be in like the clubs that you can join and stuff.
Yeah.
That are in school. So I remember they said they came and talking to our classroom and they were like, you know, it was you know, they were upset that it was written on there, erased, and then covered up. And that explained to it. You know what I mean? So so I remember that. And now let's go into some, as you want to say, insecurities for being mixed and always having to fight for your black existence. Okay. So I remember first of all, let me just say this. It's happened many, like for instance, let's just say I remember my white adopted mom, she could braid hair. She could braid my sister, who was also like, again, no confusing. She's straight black.
Yeah, straight up.
Right. So she would braid her hair. I remember that. So then I remember, like, I had the little, as they called it, the shag going on in junior high, had the little high up here and the little cut skin tight on the sides, and then the little shag, the little fro and the bottom right there. I remember I wanted my adopted mom to, you know, I wanted her to braid it. Actually, I wanted to put it in beads. So she braided it and put it in beads for me. So I remember I'm going to but this is like in junior high. Again, I would try everything I could to fight, as you want to say, make my blackness show or shine the best way I could. So I remember we were going on this little we were going on this little church weekend camp thing, and I remember one of the white counselors, you know, he seen the beads in my hair, and you know, he just kind of made a joke. I see you trying to you know, whatever, go back to your roots or something like that. You know, I'm thinking it really bothers him that much that I'm trying to, you know, first of all, what do you expect from me? I'm a mixed kid. What do you expect from me? You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, you should keep your mouth shut. Ain't nobody going. First of all, how many people go to white people and say, "Oh, I see you trying to go back to your roots"?
Never.
Nobody.
Never.
So I want to say that, but I also want to say that now I'm gonna go to the aspect of, you know, I like to even it out on both sides.
Right.
And so I like to hear you the flax I get. I remember, which I love this brother dearly to this day, and I forgive, you know, especially people that through school and stuff like that. I know he loves me to this. He's proved that. I know he does. So but I'm just saying, I remember him in junior high going down the you know, in junior high, he's a brother and he's going down the line. He's like, "What's up, honky?" And he go to the white people. Then he's like, "What's up, brother?" You know what I'm saying? Or no, he said, "What's up, nigga?" and give to the black people. Then he came to me, he said, "What's up?" I don't know.
That's the one I was gonna bring up.
Yeah. So here go another one when I'm riding the bus. And I remember, you know, I'm trying to get swole. You know, just be honest with you. I'm about 19 or something. So, you know, they give me a little eating regimen 5 times a day. And so I remember I bring my food on the bus. And the things they told me is like eat boiled eggs, oatmeal, and stuff like that to help you gain weight while you're working out. So I remember I'm on there and I got a spoon in a Tupperware. And I remember you know, I remember a brother from the back was like, what do you eat, man? And I said, oatmeal. He said, "Man, that's what white people eat." So, you know, first of all, I forgive him too. But I'm just saying these things stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that builds up my insecurity. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna say this though. Now, after all these years, we've been taught how to eat to live, which that was given to us by the blackest men ever in that anybody knows of. And we're taught to eat that way. So, you know, and we're taught that our ancestors ate this way, that were black, you know, back in the Bible days. So that is the blackest diet now that we're doing. So I just want to say that though. But also my thing is like this, man. I was really striving hard because, just to be honest with you, I felt did not have the natural gifts that the average black person had. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't play sports. I didn't like sports. I was terrible at sports. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't rap. I still can't rap. You understand? Couldn't sing, couldn't dance, don't have natural rhythm. So I'm just like out and really searching. You know what I'm saying? But let me say this though. I want to say fast forward though. But yeah, first of all, you have to look at yourself better because you know, God has given us a gift that we can perfect, every single one of us. But you know, I will say this though. I will say that I've been told that my consistency level is off the chart. I will say that I'll say this though, which I'm gonna get into, because I'll say this that my wife has said that you're the most rational thinking person that I've ever met.
Mm.
So here's where it ties in. First of all, YouTube, learning from YouTube. That's one of the first things that I thought was rational thinking, reasonable thinking. And here's the thing is, first of all, I'm going to point this out because I'm not going to get in deep like you're going to get in, Brother James, but I want them to see the picture of Master Fard Muhammad, who is the founder of the Nation of Islam.
Go ahead.
So
I don't know how big that's going to be.
okay, right. I want to see that. That man looks whiter than me.
Go ahead.
So, but here's the thing: coming into the Nation of Islam, we're taught both history and the relationship level that it's been with the black man in America and the white man in America. It's been a slave mentality and slave master and slave as you want to say relationship. Okay, so and we've been taught both histories of that. So but I want to say, like Brother Michael said, is like we said, our mother is white. So that's a pill that we had to swallow, number one. And first of all, I believe based on that it's based on our, as you want to say, our race. And also with that right there, it puts us on the course to think rational thinking. You have to think rational to understand both the history of both races in America, but still be taught by Mr. Farrakhan to love your mother.
Right.
Who's a white woman.
Right.
So that teaches rational thinking. And for the rest of the people that aren't mixed, but are in the Nation of Islam, this man right here, that teaches us rational thinking. And like Brother Michael says, it's beyond race. So it sets the stage for you to accept that.
Right. That's real. That was real.
That was heavy, man.
So that's what I've always wanted to say and bear witness to. That state set us up to even think rational thinking. I'm gonna give you an example. I strive to just draw for that. I know it's bigger than that. First of all, like Brother Michael said, Mr. Farrakhan is our example. But who does he call brother? And who does he say this white man is going in the streets better than any of my ministers? A white Catholic priest. And he calls him brother.
Right. That's real.
Not only that, he says he was up there and said that, did Mr. Farrakhan teach us that the nature of the white man is the devil? He says that right there. But he brought up Father Flagger and he said, not that man. So obviously his works is kicking ass, over color. But you still, first of all, just marinate on this picture right here. But again, you still want to say we're racist. Marinate on that picture right there. If we have a moment of silence for that man, right there. But that man loved black people more than any man. But we're taught that God set him up in that form so he could do justice to both races.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, though, we're not fooled of what's going on in the damn society. That's the bottom line. That's the thing gets to me is when I see on social media and Facebook is you'll have a lot of white people that are in denial when a black person still, they really like they plug their ears and I don't want to hear about their nightmare. It's almost like if your baby's crying and crying and crying and crying, and then you got some sick people that kill it to stop it crying. because you don't want to hear to what's going on. Why is the baby crying? The baby don't cry for no reason. So I'm gonna say the same thing about black people. We ain't crying for no damn reason.
Right.
But you want to plug your ears and, oh, here we go with the race card. No, the shit's never got goddamn solved. That's why we're crying.
That's real.
Go ahead, man.
But like Brother James, go ahead.
Go ahead. What happened?
No, but like Brother James said, there's some shit I want to get off my chest. And that's
I see, brother.
so
I see, brother.
Let me go with one more thing. Okay? Let me go with one more thing. Now,
take your time, brother.
Let me say this. Oh man, here we go with the testimony. I almost forgot this one. I have to say, another product that we are of this racism, white supremacy world is the way that first of all, white skin or light skin is prettier than dark skin.
Right.
So
I'm gonna get to that, brother. Go ahead.
I fell victim to that.
Right.
I ate that up. I know my arrogancy steamed off me when I was younger. I know that, and that's when well, I'll just be honest with you. That's what my brothers used to beat that out of me. You know what I'm saying? When I first got introduced into this teachings, you know what I'm saying? I remember we're on the hoop court, and the small times I was. No, I'm just here to say I have no love for the game. I just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But the times I tried to go out there with my brothers. They used to hoop the butt off, but I used to go out there. I remember I was on the team with some sisters, and I remember they would call me pretty boy. They would say, pass me the ball, pretty boy. Pass me the ball, pretty boy. So I remember, now that's just one example, but I remember telling you that to your brothers. And I remember my brother said, in first of all, let me just put it like this. Some might think it was harsh, but it worked because I'm approved that it worked. But I remember my brother was like, that's because you look like a white, but that's why they called you pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? So they were trying to beat that arrogancy out of me. You know what I'm saying? That light skin disease. Oh, you got pretty eyes. I used to eat that stuff up. But here's the thing, though. This is how low self-esteem. I knew I had nothing else. So that's the only thing I held on to. But I remember this when I was little. I was probably like 6. And I remember older sister saying, you're pretty, but don't let it get to your head. But it still sticks to me. But it got to my head. But let me say this, though. I want to say I've been married to my wife 7 years. We've known each other 8 years. I want to say a couple of years ago, she said, you know what? I noticed something about you. I've never heard you call anybody ugly. So that's where I'm telling you that it works now. You feel me? First of all, let me just say this. I got the right wife for many aspects. Number one is it's as you want to say, it's she don't get caught up in that, or you got pretty eyes, you got this, you got that, you know what I'm saying? She don't do that. So I know in that aspect, absolutely got the right one. You know what I'm saying? God put the right individuals in your life. She don't be caught up on that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. But so yeah, the arrogancy, that thing, I used to eat that up, man. So in fact, and I made my as you want to say, my numerous, making dark skin jokes and stuff like that. Now I don't even like using that word. I like to say they got more melanin than me. You know what I'm saying? They're more original than me. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like using that word because I know the way I used it back then, I was always making dark skin jokes. You know what I'm saying? So, it messes with me. That word messes with me.
Right.
And so this based on with that, and that's not just me that affected. I know there's a lot of us you want to say that light skin that we think ourselves as better than the dark skin. But now let me go to the other side, because I also see this argument that say more original colored people will say, because first of all, these demons have came in and trying to divide black people. So
right.
Light against dark, they did that through slavery and they still do it today. But I know some people will try to say light-skinned people say, well, you would be in the slave master's house, you'd be a house Negro and we'd be a field Negro. First of all, where the hell are we both at? Where we both been at? And you
go ahead.
Second of all, what were they doing to the light-skinned people in the house? That was their tart. They were quicker to get raped than there, male or female. So how's that better? So I'm saying that's the mentality where they got us dividing each other. That's where we got to be unified. That's number one. But that's it for my little testimony.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mikhail.
Yeah, Michael X, go, man. Get yours in. Get yours in.
No, they weren't all that strong, man. Don't worry about it.
Go ahead. You sure?
Well, I mean, I just had some corny ones because when Mikhail was going, I just thought of a couple other ones. I remember when you did a joke. I remember someone said when the fight goes on between black and white, Mike's gonna be fighting fighting both sides. Man. But another one I thought was heavy was basically my best friend growing up. I've known him for 15, 20 years, and he was mixed. But when he got in an argument with someone I knew, he called him a nigger. You know,
real quick, Mike, he was mixed with Mexican and white.
Mexican, right? He's mixed. Yeah, I was trying to say he wasn't white. That's what I meant. Yeah. But I remember when I had anxiety and I went to a therapist. The therapist asked me. She said, "Do you have a problem being black?" And I don't remember my response or nothing. And I don't even know why she even brought that up because it's anxiety was my issue. So I wonder what was I saying to make her come up with saying something I thought was heavy. I remember in school one time, a white boy called me nigger and I ran him down and smacked him. And I always remember he died that summer.
Wow.
And it's always messed with me this whole time that, you know, I'm not saying that happened because he called me nigger or whatever, but I do know that will be in the future when you call us nigger. That's going to happen to you. Stuff's going to happen. You mess with us. I know that.
Go ahead.
And the other one I always thought, like when we would argue with our friends, like, you know, we get in arguments, they call, you know, I call them honky or they call you mix, they call them this, they call you nigger. I always thought they won. As soon as they said the N-word came out, I knew they won. But when I came to the nation and found out you were the devil, I always said, I wish I had that then because I would have won then.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Go. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just want to mention it because I forgot to get to the stars. So I don't care when we get into them. Since you, especially you announced it, I forgot to get into my stars, the black stars.
No, that was at the end, Mikhail.
Okay, perfect.
That was at the end the whole time.
Good.
My fault. Mike, one more?
No, that was it, man. I just thought of a couple more while he was rolling.
Now, let me say this first before I go, that I forgot to say. Now, it was called A Black and White America, right?
Right.
And I was gonna bring up some statistics, but I wanted to say that my brothers and I, right here on the screen,
go ahead.
We have been to every major city in America.
Go ahead.
Name it. We've been to 49 states out of the 50. The only state we ain't been to is Alaska.
Go ahead.
Every city we went in, first of all, about 20-25 of those cities to go see the Louis Farrakhan in person.
Go ahead.
But the point was, we made it a purpose
to
go visit every ghetto to go see our people.
Mm-hmm.
It was heartbreaking.
Right.
Remember Dallas, Baltimore, New York, Atlanta? It was heartbreaking. So I want to say that we saw a black and white America with our own eyes.
Right.
No statistics. I know that was by design, and they put our people in the worst part of the city. We seen it with our own eyes. I just wanted to bring that up.
And let me throw out, I remember, to me, one of the big ones was going to Miami was big. It looked like a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And when we went to Baltimore, we drove down a city. I don't remember the city in Baltimore. I did not.
It was a street called North Street.
In Baltimore?
In Baltimore, yeah.
I remember when I looked at the house, I said, I don't believe people live here. It looked like they didn't live. These houses were not even good enough for you to live. I didn't believe they lived there. And I remember that was heavy. In Dallas, like you said, remember that homeless brother.
Yeah,
I remember going there and seeing all these places. Crazy.
The condition proved to me that it's a black and white America, separate and unequal, and on purpose, by design.
Look, I'm here. Look, show's over. What you just said.
By design. Thus, mixed, growing up in a black and white America.
Go ahead.
Throw this picture in here. You know what, man? You guys had pictures. I'm sorry Mike didn't get his in there. Mikhail had pictures. I ain't got no pictures.
Well, you got my 11. The 11, that was good enough. They seen I looked, white. Mikhail said he was darker than Master Fard. I wasn't.
You said you weren't.
Not in that 11-month-old picture. I'm not.
It's the only picture I got. Hold on. See if I can get it in here. Hold on a second. Wait, hold on. I guess I can't get it in. Anyway, let me start right off. I was just gonna show the picture of our flyer. You know, our two pictures. You know, we had the big froze. You know, Mikhail had that 83 froze.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I was gonna put that up, but
it might look backwards if I show it though.
Huh?
I mean, if I put my phone up here, it might look backwards.
Oh, you got it?
No, I mean, it's just on, it's on my phone.
That picture right there. I got it up there.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So I just want to do this for the black folks. When they see Mike and Jim, this is what comes in their head. We're gonna go to this one though. You guys want to get scared? That was the same year that song came out. I believe that was 1973.
Wow.
Hold on, brother McKay. I'm not gonna leave you out. You're 83.
You already know. Oh, you already know. That's me.
Mikhail got that half fro because it was 83. You know what, Mikhail?
Huh?
Man, I don't want to laugh, man, but didn't you have that remember the Beverly Hills Cop gay scene with the Thriller coats?
Oh, you already know.
Didn't you and your brother have those Thriller coats?
Check this out. I just didn't have access to more pictures because I would be, certain situations. But yeah, I did. Oh, let me clarify though. My adopted brother, he had the real beat it one. Mine was, you know what? Mine was like beat it, but black up here. His was the gold. His was the silver. You know what I'm saying? He had the real one. I had the,
I knew you had beat it, something, brother.
Yeah.
Now James X. Now, you know what's beautiful about this? We have different experiences.
Right.
Brothers but it's like Mikhail, you said you had that arrogant, I was like the opposite of that.
Go ahead.
I had my dad. You know what I'm saying? So this is deep. It's different experiences being mixed. And did we clarify we just used mixed because we wanted people to know that was the most common word used for us?
No, first of all, it was clarified when it was up there. That's why. That's
my point. Yeah. Okay, if you want to get technical, the black man is the original, man. Everybody comes from black people, including white people. So we just put that. If that's what you want to hear. But we put mixed because that's the most common word.
Right.
But as a child, I always identified with black.
Go ahead.
No question. And I was I'll just say for the record, I probably got called nigga. We got called nigga too many times to count. I did get called white boy a couple of times, which I'll get to later. But I always identified with black. I was a very, very conscious child. When I watched Roots, I cried my eyes out. Seeing the history of white people made me very, very conscious. And like Brother Michael X said, our father, you know what I'm saying, was a conscious black man. He had 4 babies with 2 white women, but he was very conscious. The Black Panthers on the wall, the black flag, the red, black, and green flag, he was very conscious. What made us conscious? Well, like I said, I'm watching Roots. I'm listening to Richard Pryor, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind, and Fire. All this is in my head at a very young age. So it made me very, very conscious. And speaking of my father, he was a very, very dark-skinned black man, a dark-skinned black man. And when I was young, I probably thought I looked like him because I thought he was the most beautiful man on earth. And I could be biased because he's I'm his son. You know what I'm saying? But when I was looking at him for the first time, so to speak, I probably thought I looked like him. He was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? A dark-skinned man. I wanted to talk like him. I wanted to walk like him. I wanted to act like him because he was my father. So I believe, Brother McKay, in that sense, I didn't have that hang-up until I realized I was light. You know what I'm saying? Then it got to that light-skin thing. Like I said, I thought my father was extremely handsome. You know what I'm saying? But he was a dark-skinned man. Then we grow up later, we get this black, this white, this light stuff. And what's funny? I'm going to say this story.
Go ahead.
Father, I had a picture up of him. You know what? I'm going to see if I have it. I don't think I have it. Maybe. Hold on. But I had I don't see it. But I put a picture up of our father. Hold on. You know what? I got it right here. I want to show. I put a picture up on Facebook, right? About 10 years ago of our father, Michael X and James X's father. Now it's funny, back in the day, this is our father right here. This is his graduation picture in 1965. He was 18 years old. I put this picture up 10 years ago, right, on Facebook. And we used to get text alerts on Facebook, right? And I remember one day I got a text alert and it was on one of my pictures. And it said, some woman put extremely handsome. Extremely handsome. And now my ego, brothers, I went right to this is me. I thought it was me. And it was him. It was a picture of my father, but there was some woman out there that I thought saw what I saw. Even if I'm biased, you feel what I'm saying? somebody saw what I saw. So that's what I was looking at when I was a child. So I believe in one sense that helped me to get over that dark skin, light skin thing. But a picture of my father. Okay, I had to go tell my dad, man, some females talking about you, man, on the thing. He said, I don't look like that no more. That's 50 years ago. You know what I said, Mikhail? I said, that's cool. You don't look like that, Dad. Can I go talk to her? That's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. It's a joke.
Dad got spotters rights too from Garfield. He's a bulldog. Tell me,
Garfield
Dad
bulldog.
Rights.
People in Seattle, Garfield. And you know what's so funny? All our friends, we grew up in a white neighborhood. I'll get to that in a second. But my best friend was obviously white when we were little. And he literally said this to me one day. We were in our house. This is 1979, 80. And he said, you know what, Jim? Your dad has the coolest walk in the neighborhood. Now, he's the only black man in the neighborhood. He said, when I walk, I try to walk like your dad. And he walked around the living room. It was the coolest walk I ever seen a white boy do in my life. Y'all didn't know Eminem was my best friend when he was growing up. That's a joke. That's a joke too. But he saw what I saw. Y'all follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People said he was extremely handsome. My white friend said he's the coolest walk in the neighborhood. That's the original man. That's what I'm trying to get to. We all want to be like that deep down. But that was my father. And when I came to the realization that I didn't look like him, highly disappointed. I'm not into that light skin thing yet. You feel what I'm saying? This is my father. I find out I'm 40 shades lighter than him. That was a huge disappointment. And I think I did not get over that until I was probably a member of the Nation of Islam. Seriously, that I was not over that 100% comfortable with the way God made me physically until the Nation of Islam has all the answers.
Right. Oh, yeah.
About that. All the answers.
Right.
If you're a crackhead, Nation of Islam has the answer. That's the bottom line.
Go ahead.
Me to that. Now let me I'm gonna get back to my mother and father, but let me go back to our mother. Our mother was a white woman. Now, this is gonna be a little bit heavy, but like I said, I was a very conscious child. It was, let me say this about my brothers and I. When you see a man, just act like your mother and father are fighting. When you see a man beating up a woman, your mother and father, your mother, you are naturally going to take the side of your mother. That's natural. So us being mixed, seeing white people beat up black people, we are naturally going to defend black people. It's not even a question. We're not picking sides. We're just going to naturally defend black people. That's natural.
Right.
Throw that out there. But growing up, our mother, I really believed I was cursed. This is deep because I was so in love with black people. I loved my mother to death. The worst pain I ever felt in my life was when my mother passed away. But growing up so conscious like that and crying my eyes out for black folks, I couldn't understand why God gave me a white mother. I didn't understand that because I didn't understand why I looked like my dad. My mother's color represented suffering and death for black people. I hope people understand that. Not my mother. I love my mother to death, but I couldn't get past that when I was 11 and 12. Guess what answered that again? The Nation of Islam. When I got older. Our mother's father did not like black folks. Mike, bring that up. He did not like black folks. I remember seeing pictures of him growing up with our white cousins.
Right.
Smiling and hugging with them. So what type of effect does that have on us when our own blood doesn't accept us? I hear people say all the time, families first. You put family number one. Not my grandfather. Something's obviously above that. When it came to white people like that, you're not family first. So we had to grow up like that, knowing that. I talked to a black woman once that got deeper, and she said, your grandfather didn't accept you guys? She said, no one should ever question you when you guys are defending black people and bring up racism.
Wow. Yeah, that's really
to you guys. How dare they bring up that to us?
Go ahead.
That damn close to us. What kind of psychology was that at a 5-year-old? So how can you judge us when we defend black people? Kid and Play. Remember Kid and Play?
Yep.
There was a rap group. He was mixed. He was with his mother. She passed away like he was 7 years old. He said the white family wanted nothing to do with him. So he had to go live with his black family. Then he was being interviewed by Talib Kweli, I think his name is. And Talib, pay attention to this. Talib Kweli said, every mixed person I have ever met tells me the exact same story. White people rejected him. Black people accepted him with open arms. Everybody he ever met. And Mikhail just bring it up, and we just bring it up. Same scenario. I actually was talking to a woman from Canada, and she said her black family came through the Underground Railroad. I thought that was deep. Like, I've never met nobody that came through the Harriet Tubman, that their family lineage. But then she said her white mother was from the Ukraine. So I said, oh, you ever visit Ukraine? She said, those white people want nothing to do with us black people.
Mm-hmm.
That's their family. So I'm
Right.
digesting this because this could be another show. But real quick, so white people in America don't accept their black family. Oh, thousands of miles away across
Right.
the ocean, white people don't accept their black family over there. So what do these white people have in common oceans apart? That's another show. I just want people to think about that. They're not even accepted anywhere on the planet, I guess. You a nigga, I won't even accept you if you're in my family. Now, like Michael X said, we grew up in a white neighborhood. Let me get this straight to you. Everybody was white when we first got there. From me being 0 to 13, white folks. So if you and our family was black, our mother's family was on the East Coast, so we never met them until I was 37 years old. So we just had a black family here in a white neighborhood. I wanted to say we're super qualified to talk about a subject mix in a black and white America. Believe me.
Yep.
Michael X and I grew up with white people, and our black family was here. So if you saw me at 8 years old and you saw me with a group of friends, they were all white. If you saw me at 8 years old with some family, they were all black. So Michael X and I grew up with that dynamic our whole lives.
Right.
Thus being qualified to talk on a subject like this. And I can just put on a music level. When we went in the house with our dad, we lived with our dad, visit our mom on the weekends, you'd hear Earth, Wind & Fire, Stevie Wonder, Parliament, Sly Stone.
Right.
If we walked outside, you would hear Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, Van Halen, Loverboy. We grew up like that. We have to have the most diverse iTunes collection on planet Earth. We
Absolutely.
grew up like that.
Go ahead. I just wanted to add real quick.
Go
So
ahead.
I want to say on the black side, my absolute favorite rapper is E40.
Before
But here's what's funny. I'll probably say my second. I wouldn't say my second favorite, but my second one I listen to is a white rapper out of the Bay Area that raps on with E40. He's called G-Eazy. So that's probably the second. Those two rap ones I listen to the most. But the 80s rock, see, that brings a whole new different. That does something to me. I love that 80s music. But here's the thing: when I pick up, I do Uber. When I pick up black folks, I'm putting on rap music. So when I put it on white folks, I'm putting 80s rock. I know what they like. They singing it in the car. That's music to their ears. So you can't tell us.
One quick one. Let me throw a quick one out there.
Go ahead.
1 week, I'm at the Gap Band concert. I'm the lightest one in the concert. The next week, I'm at Van Halen, and I'm the darkest one in the concert.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's how we grew up,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen. Now, in this white neighborhood, we had friends. You know what I'm saying? But I got called nigga. Believe me, there were I remember some little white boys who were real younger than me. They called me nigga all the time, but they were real little. You know what I'm saying? Which just showed they knew at 6 to call me a nigga. And I remember being called spear chucker before, and I didn't even know what the hell that was. I had to look it up. African, we just, but the racism was there. That's what I'm trying to get to while we're in there. But I got friends on Facebook, right? You know what I'm saying? We had friends, but the racism was always there. It was always present.
Right.
Then we moved to the hood, so to speak. When I was 13 years old, I moved to the hood where it was just nothing but black folks. So I went straight from white people straight to black people. Now I'm with my family, so to speak, but everybody's black in the hood. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I was walking down the street one day to a store called Jordan's. When Michael Jordan was literally on North Carolina at this time. That's how long ago it was.
Right.
I was walking down the street and like a euphoric, I don't know how to explain it, a nirvana, a beautiful feeling came over me. And I said, this is where I belong. Now, I just grew up with white people my whole life. But something came over me. It's like I was comfortable as hell. Like I said, I knew this is where I belong. I'm supposed to be here with these black people. This is where I belong. Why do I feel comfortable like this for only being here 6 months, but I wasn't that comfortable for 12 years with the white people? And I know some people might say, well, Jim, there's drugs, there's violence. I was with black people. I didn't feel like threatened, so to speak. I felt comfortable. Of course, I didn't get nigga or spear chucker, but I felt comfortable when I was with the black people. Then my life took a dramatic change. Dramatic. We went to Woodby Island, which is 40 miles outside of Seattle. And I went to an all-white high school, which was like, I'm 13 years old. I was supposed to go to one school my whole life, which was diverse. Then I was scheduled to go to Garfield, Mike, especially bringing it up. I was a Bulldog. Anybody watch? I got squatters' rights for Bulldog for Garfield. 1 month. Then I went to the white school. So I'm trying to tell people what was my brain at 13. I'm going to the school I know I'm going to my whole life. Then it switches to Garfield. And then a month later, it switches to an all-white high school. That was 1 month span.
Yeah.
So now I'm at this white high school on Woodby Island. And so, it didn't last long. Well, the first day of school, to be honest with y'all, I thought I was going to die. Like I said, I know these white folks are going to lynch me. I grew up with white people. I'm 40 miles outside of and I'm conscious. I told you I was conscious. So
Mhm.
white people gonna kill me. I'm gonna have to scrap with 8 white boys immediately. But I'm here. That didn't kill me. All praise to the law. But about I don't know how it was quick. I'm outside of the classroom, walk around, boom, there goes the nigger. Some dude. He was coming towards me, but then he stopped. So I thought we were gonna have to scrap, but he didn't want to scrap. And then the teacher came out and said, the hell out of what are you guys doing in here? And who can I report to? Everybody's white.
That's heavy.
I was gonna tell somebody. I gotta just deal with this white boy when I have to. You know what I'm saying? But that was like the second, third day of school. Then Halloween came. And 2 white girls who were seniors came to school in a costume at blackface. Y'all did blackface. Now, this is the type of high school I'm going to. They came in blackface. And you know what? I think I have a picture. I got the yearbook. I could put their picture up here. I'm not going to put it on Front Street, though.
Go ahead.
I think I have the picture just to give you an idea. Maybe I don't. Of what it looked like. But they came to school literally in blackface.
Wow, yeah.
I want to show the picture. Let me find it real quick. Because, and if you don't know what blackface is, it's when white people back in the day painted themselves black and mocked the hell out of black folks.
Right.
Al Jolson was a Jewish white man that made $1 million
Right.
in blackface. So these white girls are doing it in 84. It's 1984. This picture right here. Mike, can you tell what that is?
Right, it looks like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it's Judy Garland.
Yep.
So I want to tell everybody, they made us fall in love with Judy Garland and the Wizard of Oz.
That's heavy.
But she's also doing some goddamn blackface.
Yeah.
That's Judy Garland, the movie you love. But these white girls literally came to school like this, dressed like this.
Right.
Now, what's deep is one of the white girls I knew hated me. When I walked down halls, I knew which white boys said there's the Nick, you know what I'm saying, in their mind. So I knew who was cool and who was not. But one of these white girls who did it, like I said, I knew she hated niggas or black folks. But the other white girl was my TA, and she was nice to me. So when she, you know what I'm saying, when she came in, I started learning white people. What I'm trying to say, I was like, this white girl was nice to me, so I was tripping when she walked by me. I was like, when they walked by me, I kind of like stared at them, and they just kind of put their head down and went into the class. You know what I'm saying? But I was looking at her like, you too? I'm 14 trying to process that. I thought this white girl was cool. You know what I'm saying? But it gets worse than that. My best friend. Now everybody's white though, so this is my best friend at the school. I had like 2 best friends. This was the best friend in the same class. And I spent the night at his house, remember his mom, his siblings, everybody. Anyway, I left like at a moment's notice in the 10th grade to come back to the city. And so I said, I got to tell a couple people, I got to tell my best friends, you know what I'm saying? So I met him before class and I said, you know what, man, I'm out. I'm gone, I'm going back to the city. The countenance on his face changed. It looked like he was about to cry and he just walked off. He didn't even say nothing to me. This is my best friend at the school. We go to class. He's about 2 or 3 rows away from me. And when I'm sitting in class and I hear him cracking nigger jokes, this is my best friend now.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the first dude. I'm not even talking about the girl who was nice to me.
Right.
My best friend was doing this. But he wasn't saying like nigger to me. You feel what I'm saying? He probably calculated that. But I hear him cracking nigger jokes and I'm like traumatized. This is my best friend. And I remember the white dude behind me said, man, you go punch him in the mouth. He was probably right. But I was traumatized when I looked at him. He still had that look at his face. He was hurt because Jimmy was leaving. But he was cracking those nigger jokes. I remember the student in front of me was going, man, what the hell's going on? This is Jim's best friend. But anyway, I know some of you watching right now are going to say, well, you know what, Brother James, he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? You were leaving, and this is the way he acted it out. Well, when I went back to class, I was going to miss him, but I didn't crack no hockey joke. What the hell is he cracking nigger jokes for? 2 different natures.
Yeah.
And that's a different subject. But what the hell? The last thing on my mind is to crack a joke about a white person because they white.
Yeah.
So I'm cracking nigger jokes. And let me put this in perspective. If LeBron James walked down the street, white people would mob him. They would get his autograph. They want to take pictures with him.
Go ahead.
LeBron James was a regular black man. He'd be a nigger to them.
Right.
So it was convenient for us to be best friends. It was cool.
You're
But
right.
when he knew he was probably never going to see me again, he had to work himself up back to calling me a nigger.
Mm-hmm.
So that ain't real. Period.
Right.
Now I come back to the city. Well, let me throw this in real quick. I fired my cousin. A female cousin who's mixed. She went to a white high school on the same island. And the white boy who was the quarterback of the football team called her Kizzy after a character after Ruth, a slave, and she broke his jaw. 10 times better than me. She broke his jaw. I bet he never got his jaw broken on the football field. When you call my cousin a nigga or a kissy, you got his jaw broke. So she's a female. She's mixed.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Definitely didn't get it broken by a female.
Yeah, a female. You didn't hear that? Mikhail, when it goes down, I'm calling that cousin. You ready? The war's on. You with me?
Yeah.
Now I come back to the city of Seattle. And you know what? Hold on, man. I left out a good part about that high school. I got to bring this up. Because I know some white people can say, can we get rescued in this show? You guys are killing white folks. I made some friends there, at this school. You know what I'm saying? And I got friends on Facebook right now who are from this school, from that white school. And I had one friend, he thought he was black. You know what I'm saying? We used to bop and break dance at lunchtime. Mikhail, in Vietnam, he was 19. Remember that? No, 19. Remember that? Come on, man. So we pop it up. There's a picture, Mikhail, there's a picture of us like this, like King of Rock, Mikhail, like Run DMC, back to back. King of Rock. And here's the funniest thing you ever hear. I showed Michael X that picture, Mikhail, of us, the King of Rock. Mike said, damn, Jim, speaking of blackface, look like you in blackface. Mikhail, he's talking about me. Funniest joke of all time. Look, Jim, look like you in blackface. How you gonna call me C. Thomas Howell Soul Man, Mike? Back to the city, back to Seattle. I come back to the city. I might have been here a month or something like that. We're in South Seattle now, and I go to a school called Renton down the hill, but it's South Seattle. It's Seattle. I'm walking down the street, and a white man's driving by. I don't see it, and he yells nigger with the most vitriol, whatever you want to call it, the worst I've ever heard nigger called to somebody in the history of all time. And then it frightened me the way he said it. More like you're supposed to lynch somebody after you say it like that. You know what I'm saying? But he turned his head and just kept driving. So you know what I said to myself? All right, I've lived in West Seattle, been called nigger. I've lived 40 miles outside of Seattle, been called nigger. I come back to South Seattle, I'm called nigger. Do white people just call wherever we're at? People tell me this is a melting pot, Seattle. Well, I've been called nigga all over the damn melting pot.
All right, go ahead.
Called nigga in Seattle?
Go ahead.
You're done everywhere else.
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny you said that because I want everybody to pay attention. We're telling our stories from Seattle, Washington.
Right.
Supposed to be one of the most diverse cities.
Right.
Yeah, and we're not that black.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't hear me?
Come on.
We're not that black. I come back to the city. Oh, go ahead. You say something?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, exactly.
You know what? Hold on. Let me go. I'm skipping myself, man. I'm going too far. Let me go back to that white high school so I can save a white man. Greatest teacher I ever had in my life was at that school. A white man. Greatest teacher I've ever had in my life at any level was this white man. I remember one time we had to write a word. Everybody in class had to write a word on a piece of paper, throw it in the hat. And then you have to go there and speak on it. I got cows. That was a word I got. I went in there and did a Richard Pryor Jr. improv for 5 minutes. Everybody went nuts in the class. Teacher said that was brilliant. So he let me be Richard Pryor, but that's not why he's my favorite teacher. I don't know if he knew this or not. Now, going back to Jimmy being conscious, but I must have told him, or he got it out of me, but he knew my love for black people. And he knew I was conscious like that. And he encouraged me to learn about black people. And I'd be in the library. I would do articles, opinions, and term papers on the achievements and the struggles of black folks. And that white man allowed me to do. I remember doing something on Carl Lewis. He just won the gold medals in 1984. And I did something on South Africa when apartheid was still the law, so to speak. This is 1984. It's unwritten law now, I'm sure. But it was still the law. But this white man was allowing me to feed my soul. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to learn about. I don't want to learn about Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, and Ben Franklin, who were some rapists and murderers of my people. I already knew that at 14. I don't want to learn about them. I want to learn about black folks, but I got to give props to that teacher, Mr. Hill, that was allowing me to be me. Only time ever in my life in the American educational system. Now the issue of being mixed and being conscious. You know what I'm saying? It could just be unconscious, how I had to deal with this in high school. Because by the time I got 16, I told you I was going long, brothers. By the time I was 16 and 17, I was very, very conscious. You know what I'm saying? I was growing. I didn't know Malcolm X. You could have called me Malcolm X Jr. No disrespect to Malcolm X, but that's what you would have picked me in that high school. A friend of mine, I remember playing basketball one time, a couple years out of high school, and I overheard one friend say to another friend at a pickup game, they didn't know I was listening. And he said, man, Jimmy's going to be the next Malcolm X. So that let me know that that's what I was like in high school. But anyway, I remember one time I was in class and I asked a question, and a brother in front of me who was a big man on campus, literally went to the NFL for 1 year, big man on campus in high school. He turned around and said, Jim, man, you asked too many black and white questions. So now It's like I'm being, rejected by
Right.
my own people for asserting my blackness, for showing my love for black race. That was deep. I was at an all-school assembly, or maybe had at least 500 people at an assembly once. And there was 4 white men who were from World War II veterans. Jimmy stands up in front of 500 people. And I asked him, did black people fight alongside y'all? Was you all in the same regiment? Because I didn't know. Simultaneously at the same time, 2 black people said, one said, man, sit down. And the other one said, man, what kind of question is that? That's when the pain set in. They didn't ask a question. That's when the pain set in, that I'm already being rejected by white folks already calling me nigga.
Right.
Now black people are rejecting me for showing love for black people. That was painful. I did get through that in high school. And I thank Allah for that pain, because my brothers and I know as soon as we got that final call newspaper and hit the street, we got rejected like crazy.
Go ahead.
I went through that pain as a high school student. You know what I'm saying? To go through that, to be rejected by your people, you're showing love for your people.
Right.
I remember in the yearbook, I got the yearbook, and I saw the Black Student Union that I wasn't in because I was scared to be in, because I had a white parent. That's how ignorant I was. That's how black I didn't think I was. Of course I want to be in the Black Student Union, no question. But I was embarrassed, or I'm not black enough. So I didn't think I could be in there. But I remember the pain of that, not helping, not being, I could be a part of that. And I wanted to say, there was a comedian named Ari Spears, and he got in an argument with a light-skinned black man. You guys see that?
Yep.
No.
Light-skinned black man went off on him. But Ari Spears said to him and said, light-skinned niggas are the loudest niggas because they wish they was black.
Right.
That kind of hit me like, that's kind of true in one sense. You know what I'm saying? My best friend and I used to do the black gang. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I could rap better than him, Mikhail, but he was darker than me. My hair was happier than his. You know what I'm saying? But he could dunk. You could dunk. You know what I'm saying? So we go back who's the blackest. So there's some truth to that. I just want to throw that out there. That maybe in one sense we are trying to assert ourselves, because the black man is the original man, so to speak. So we're just trying to assert ourselves naturally. Believe me, everybody wants to be the original man. The white man wants to be the original man. Let's just put that out. So we're all trying to get to that. But I want to say the apex of me being mixed and confused in one sense, not totally there. I went to go see Jungle Fever, which is a movie about a black man having an affair with a white woman. And my best friend, who was mixed at the time, he became my friend later in life. But we went to go see this movie. He's mixed too. Dark-skinned father, white-skinned mother. We go to the movie, and in the movie, Wesley Snipes, the white girl's talking to Wesley Snipes, who's black, and says, what about kids? He said, if we have children, there'll be nothing but a bunch of mixed nuts. My best friend and I looked at each other, because that hit us hard. We stayed in our seats and talked about that scene till the lights came up. That moved us, because that was like my apex. What the hell am I? What is my existence? Am I just a mixed nut? The way Wesley said that was real. Right. So that was the apex. And there was a certain point where I didn't think I could join the Nation of Islam. This is the heart of it. Because that's how ignorant I was.
Right.
Because my mother was a white woman, I didn't think I could join the Nation of God, the Nation of Islam. My brothers and I would just love Minister Farrakhan from afar. It was like I said in one lecture, it was like I was in love with a woman that I could never be with. I could never marry her. You know what I'm saying? We would follow Farrakhan, went to the Million Man March, but I knew I could never join because I was white. So that was a hang up, being mixed. I was ignorant. I didn't get it. But then we saw Brother Jasmine Muhammad. We love you, brother, if you're watching.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's lighter than me. So when I saw him on the block, I ran to him. I said, brother, you got some white in you, brother? When he told me his mother was white, it blew my mind. I get Vanessa Williams now, Mikhail. She's mine. I get it. I can join the Nation of Islam. It was unbelievable. I got to give props to Brother Jasmine.
Go ahead.
I also wanted to bring up this light skin thing.
Go ahead.
I was talking to a black woman, lighter than me, on the phone. I'm James X in the Nation of Islam in the 2000s. I'm sweating. I don't know. Y'all, I'm hot. I don't know what's going on. The lights hit me or something. But anyway, I'm talking to a black woman, lighter than me, excuse me. And she's talking, well, I'm James X. So she knows who I am. And she starts talking about how ugly dark-skinned people are, how ugly they are. Mm-hmm. I started laughing because I knew she was being sarcastic. Wasn't even a question, but she kept rolling. Yeah, their nappy heads, their dark, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what kind of psychology is this? The white man has started this in 1555, but we still have that in us in the 2000s. Like, that was deep to me. And it made me feel funny because she could share that with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a light-skinned person. So that bothered me that she couldn't even see. That let me know I wasn't a dark skin, but that let me know I didn't look like my father, so to speak. But I thought that was deep. And I was like, is this what light skinned people talk about when they're not with dark skinned black people? Is this their mentality? We've never had that mentality. Is this their mentality?
Yeah.
Jesus. And it just came to me back in high school. I forgot this one. I was at one of my white friend's house. I'm in the kitchen. 5 white guys that don't know I'm there are sitting there watching TV. We can both see the TV. They don't know I'm there. Irv Cross was a commentator that came on the screen, black man. One of them dudes said, look at that effing nigger. All he did was come on the screen. They didn't even know I was there. I walked out there and they froze. It was, whoa. Like they didn't know I was there. I think I just walked out the door. 5 college student age guys, and it was me. But then it hit me. I said, is this the way white people talk?
Right.
When we're not around. All that black man did was get on the screen. And he said, look at this nigga. Like, what did he do? Where's this coming from? You know what I'm saying? But that's something I had to deal with too in high school. Let me get to us in Seattle. Because they call Seattle the experiment. And Stevie Wonder said God knew exactly where he wanted you to be placed.
Right. Go ahead.
God knows exactly where he wanted us to be placed. And they call Seattle the experiment. See if black and white can come together. They call it that. And I don't care what Satan's motive is.
Right.
When Satan plans, when the Jews plan, Allah plans. And Allah's the best plans. So whatever his plan was, Allah will trump that plan. So he will create a product like us that people know in Seattle that bear witness to God. Bottom line, that's why we were born here. And that's why we were placed here in Seattle, Washington. There's no question in my mind that that's why we were placed here.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They know us. They got the word from us. Yeah. We were here for 25 years. They got it.
Right.
God has his plan, and then God has his plan for Seattle, Washington. Right. That was for us.
Right. And also, I want to bear witness to that because, in the same token, like I believe based on our, as you want to say, being mixed and our, as you want to say, light complexion, I believe we're a defense for the propaganda against the Nation of Islam being, as you want to say, racist. Go ahead. Because here's my thing. First of all, that's what we're supposed to do. When you believe in something and you've been touched by the truth, whatever you want to claim yourself to be, you're supposed to be little defenses for the big defense or the big defensor. Yes, so, first of all, Mr. Farrakhan's the big defense. But and truthfully, Master Fard Muhammad is like the biggest defense. Just on his skin color that defeats that argument of propaganda, the racist propaganda. But I'm saying for the people that don't know about him, some people don't even know that he's the founder of the Nation of Islam and all. But I'm saying that's our duty. And I believe we're the defense of that. I remember a white person say, you guys are racist. Man, I said my eyes are bluer than yours. I'm saying you can't come with that corny stuff because, and not only that, is we got over that. That's a pill that we had to swallow.
Listen.
You know what I mean? But we got over that. And like Brother Michael said that the minister said in the Swan song, stay in the classroom. We stayed in the classroom.
Stayed in the classroom.
That's how you get understanding. Second of all, please point out where racism has stopped. Because here's the key thing. Now, we said some things that happened back in the day. Has it ended? Has the racism ended since the late 70s or 66 till now? No. So this subject is irrelevant. But I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. And I want to say my white mother's the biggest reason why I joined the Nation of Islam. Y'all didn't hear me. A white woman. My mother told me when she was young, she wanted to change the world. Volunteer, went to the community and did some work.
Go ahead.
That spirit when Michael X and I in the womb.
Go ahead.
It was only a matter of time. All we need is the truth.
Go ahead.
We're going to manifest it. Bottom line. But it was a white woman.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say it. And I want to say my father, a black man, when I looked at him, we got the genius from him. Our father was highly intelligent. You can say I'm biased there too.
Right.
And our parents never sat us down. They never sat us down and really taught us.
That's real.
What we picked up from them, we got like indirectly, but I realized now it was Allah working directly through our parents, what we picked up.
Go ahead.
To join the Nation of Islam. We got it. Go ahead.
I have to bring this up. Two things, since you said you brought up your mother. First of all, both of our mothers have been to what they call a public meeting of the Nation of Islam.
Go
right?
ahead. Go ahead.
Let me start with my mom. First of all, she went to a public meeting, and it was the student minister out of Los Angeles that was there. That was the main speaker. I want to say it was kind of like, might have been like a town hall meeting or something, but I believe she was the only white woman in there. White person, period. And at that particular time, the student minister, he spoke on the white supremacy mindset and how it's ill affected the community. So, and I remember after that speech, my mother said, "I like how he put that." A white woman now was the only white woman there. So the second thing is, I want to say that both of our mothers were at that local Million Family celebration. That was a public meeting, and they both came.
Wow. Wow.
Now, I want you to tell me at the end of, may Allah be pleased with her, but at the end of the time that your mother was living, didn't she give a charity for Minister Farrakhan before she passed?
That's funny. I don't remember.
No, I remember you said that.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny you said that. I bet I have to go look at the records because that makes sense. Because I remember writing stuff down and she giving us some money. That does make some sense.
I remember, Brother Michael. You would from us collect charity, and we send it right to Mr. Farrakhan's house. Yep. I remember you said that right at the death again.
Yeah, that's something I vaguely remember. I can go look at my records, man. I'm gonna go look and see if I can find it next time. That's fun.
I'm trying to say as you want to say, the importance of our white mothers.
Yeah. Oh, that was it?
Yeah, for that point. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now let me say this about my brothers and I too, because people have actually called us racist. That was like, damn, if you calling us racist,
man, come on.
With a white mother? I have to defend that.
Go
I remember
ahead.
one time somebody called in live to our TV show.
Yeah.
For the thousandth time, called us racist. I immediately said, look, man, my mother's a white woman, caller.
Go ahead.
If my white mother was in a burning building with 100 black folks and I could say one person,
go ahead.
You 100 dead black folks and one saved white woman. So what the hell are you talking about?
You ready for
the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said it's impossible for Barack Obama to be racist because he has a white mother.
Go ahead.
So what about us?
Go ahead.
It's impossible for us. And let me say this to white people. How do you not know the white blood in us equals your mercy?
Yeah, that's real.
How do you not know that?
That is real.
If you can't get it from a black man,
you
can't get it from us.
No,
I'm
glad you said that, because that is one of the things, based on how I was feeling about this show, is I said, because I like you pointed out, I'm gonna add later on to defending Black Stars. This is one of the things that I wanted this show to absolutely defend black people. Since you won't take it from them, you can't argue with us. First of all, you can't argue with black people, period, whether they're mixed or not. But I'm saying maybe you can, maybe you admit, you say, you know what, these men that have white mothers, they're talking about racism too. Maybe this is like your last chance to accept it in that form.
That's real.
I just wanted to say that though. You can't.
If it's impossible for Barack to be racist,
come on.
What about us?
Come on.
Now, let me say this about the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
The Honorable Louis Farrakhan has bookstores called Respect for Life, not Respect for Black people.
Correct.
Respect for life. This is what my brothers and I have been taught. You can't find one white person in Seattle, Washington, the last 25 years would not tell you that my brothers and I treated them with the ultimate respect.
Absolutely.
The ultimate respect. I'm telling you what we got for the Nation of Islam.
Absolutely.
I'm giving down what CNN tells you. I'm telling you the truth, what we've been taught in the Nation of Islam. Let me put up a want. You can go see our wants and beliefs in the Final Call newspaper. And this is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talking. He said, we want justice. We want equal justice under the law. We want justice applied to all,
right,
regardless of creed or class or color. So what the hell are we talking about somebody's racist for? He said justice for all. You ain't heard that part, huh? You're listening to CNN or whatever's lying about us. But I'm saying this is what we're learning. Justice for all. We treat everybody the same. But we talk to thousands of people in the streets.
Come on.
Young, old, black, white, Asian, whatever, name it. Thousands of people.
Come
They'll
on.
all tell you we treated them with the ultimate respect.
Come on.
So I'm just removing that little corny lie by
Come
saying,
on. Key thing you said, corny. Hey, you remember? I ain't gonna say her name though, but you remember the lady? Remember the lady?
Go ahead. I'm gonna say her name. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
You remember the lady's name that started Lady?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Did she not give us a good contribution to her?
Yeah, I met Brother Mikhail. As Allah is my witness, I thought the same thing when he was talking. I thought the same exact thing. She gave us she used to come give us water all the time. We're preaching the final call too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna get to that in a second, though. Go ahead.
No, I believe she did it 2 times.
Yeah.
Big
She's
donation.
all- yeah.
Yep.
Now let's get back to the God.
Go ahead.
Man, Mikhail, you took a lot of 80% of what I was gonna say, which is beautiful. But the show is called Black and White, mixed in a black and white America. This man right here, Master Fard Muhammad, had a white mother and a black father. This is the founder of the Nation of Islam. The founder.
Right.
Y'all talk about Malcolm X. We can
Right.
give Malcolm X some props. But Malcolm X said out of his mouth, if it wasn't for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, my eyes would have never came open.
Correct.
He opened my eyes.
Right.
You need to get past Malcolm X
Right.
to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who
Mhm.
woke them all up. But then who woke up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Right.
This man,
Right.
Master Fard Muhammad, born in Mecca.
Right.
But this is who we believe he is. Just let me say this. Point number 12, and what the Muslims believe. Now, again, he had a white mother and a black father.
Go
We
ahead.
believe that Allah God appeared in the person of Master W. Fard Muhammad, July 1930, the long-awaited Messiah of the Christians and the Mahdi, and the Mahdi of the Muslims. I'm sorry, that's who that man is. We believe further and lastly that Allah is God, and besides him, there is no God, and he will bring about a universal government of peace where we all can live in peace together. That's who that man is. Now, I'm gonna make it personal. Now, I just told y'all that when I had that mixed hang-up, when Wesley Snipes said, y'all just a bunch of mixed nuts, or we'll have just some mixed nuts. I never got over that until I found out that this man, Master Fard, had a white mother and a black father. And when I found that out, my confidence went through the roof. What the hell can anybody ever tell me again that would ever make me feel insecure about being black and white? Never.
Right.
I just told you that man taught somebody who taught Malcolm X.
Right.
So how could I ever feel insecure about what my physical makeup is?
Go ahead.
That man who is the God had a white mother and a black father. And Mikhail said it earlier. This is the heavy part. Someone asked the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, why do you think he was made like that? And the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said to give justice to both sides.
Right.
So no one has a damn excuse.
Right.
White people or black people. And let me add this.
Go ahead.
Justice for white people is not the same.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's real.
Real clear. Not the same. But he got white in him, which means he can judge you white folks.
Mhm.
No, he's black, which means he can judge black folks. I don't know if you guys had anything else.
That's locked it up.
No, I mean,
You tied it up.
I'm gonna go to,
deep. Like you
I'm gonna go to, I mean, you guys, now, some of you may laugh. Some of you may not know who he is. I guarantee you will know who he is.
Go ahead.
Believe that. You will know there's a God present and what he represents, and that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is representing God on earth.
Go ahead.
You're going to find that out.
Go
You
ahead.
better Swan song.
Yeah. This is Swan Song.
Go ahead.
This is Swan Song season for sure.
Let's defend these black celebrities.
Go ahead. So let me just add a couple things real quick. I mean, I want to mention something which I forgot to mention. Okay, because this one thing that I see is, and you'll see all over just doing videos, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and I noticed the theme is you'll see white people claiming that they should be able to say nigger or nigga.
Right.
So they'll make that the argument in debate.
Right.
So I remember there was a brother on there, if you've seen that video. So because he was on the talk show, the brother was on the talk show. He's an actor. The brother was on the talk show, and they were on the panel and the white dude was saying that. Well, the brother was like, okay, go ahead, you say it. Say it then. If you think you should be able to say it, I want you to say it. And then, he punked the white dude out. And then the brother said, I'll say it with you. But, so my point is, why is that even a discussion out of everything else? That, first of all, they're saying it. Why you're trying to pass it and make it acceptable and legal? You've been saying it. Who we learn how to say it from? That's number one. So that's what I wanted to point out. That's like a corny debate out of everything, because you're looking for a legal pass so nobody can call you racist for saying it, or you're acting like that. That's not a racist act, so you want it passed. That's what I wanted to say that. But let me say this though. This is things that I pay attention to when this is being in the Nation of Islam and everything. So first of all, anytime that I see a Black person that extends their hand to either meet Mr. Farrakhan in person or defend him, I'm automatically falling in love with that human being. So more so than I would when I see him step out on the line and or even something that, as you want to say, like, for instance, you'll see like Kanye West. We have pictures where this man went to go sit down and eat dinner with Mr. Farrakhan.
Go ahead.
And brought his white wife, and she came.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing, but they want to make it look like that Kanye West is like a nutcase.
Right.
But here's my thing. That's a big reason why, because this man wasn't scared to meet with Mr. Farrakhan. That's usually you trace that back. Same thing with Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? Trace that back. So they make him try to look crazy. First of all, I listened to Kanye West's interviews. First of all, this man went to the White House. This man, as you want to say, brought up either Black people in general or specific Black people that needed justice. This man, in that one setting with when he was on there at the White House with Trump, this man brought up more things to defend Black folks than Obama did his whole presidency. But again, they want you to make him look like he's crazy. So one time I'm playing music for somebody, Kanye West. He's like, man, I wish, man, I like Kanye West's music, but I wish it was the old Kanye way. No, I'm happy with the new Kanye.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I love the new Kanye.
Me too.
First of all, I want you to sit down and listen to that interview that he did with Big Boy, the same dude that interviewed Mr. Farrakhan, Big Boy. So I'm listening to them. I said, I don't hear a crazy man.
Listen,
I hear a man that, first of all, here's the thing they try to make it look like, is when a Black person is on top and has a lot of money, they want you to keep butt dancing, and they want you to be stupid, and they want you to butt dance for everybody else, and they want you to fool everybody else. But once they make a stand, then all this propaganda that made it look crazy. You know what I'm saying? First of all, as Kanye said, I didn't have a breakdown. I had a breakthrough. So
go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I listened to his interviews after so-called him being labeled as crazy. I see this man is on it. He's intelligent. He knows. First of all, he has over 1 billion net purse. Okay. So I'm saying that's what scares people. They want you to just be clouded in that confusion and not speak up anything that has to do with Black Pulse or truth. He's breaking down how it's like, man, for instance, he'll say that, I was trying to buy my own shoe company. This is Kanye West.
Go ahead.
I was blocked from it.
Yep.
The man got the money to buy it.
Right.
He was blocked from it. He's like, man, that's what, I'll just be honest with you. They make him look crazy when he did that interview with, who's that other brother? He did an interview and, he was upset. He was upset. So in his emotions, he was upset. So they made him look crazy. But he's like, bruh, I did that. I spent 12 million and tried to start a shoe line and they wouldn't let me. You wouldn't let Kanye? Because here's the thing. They wouldn't even let him do it. So how come? So you know the white man would want the money that they would make off of that. Why didn't they let him?
Go ahead.
So another point, another person I want to bring up is they try to make.
Hold on, can I interject on Kanye?
Absolutely.
Who's the biggest podcast dude? You know, the Rogan.
Yep.
He was on Rogan, and you can tell when he's sitting down, he's highly intelligent.
Yep.
Number one, he said he met. I showed a clip to Brother James. Remember a couple of weeks ago where Kanye said Apple tried to offer him $100 million, and they sent the brother to him. And this brother, I don't remember his name, but they used him to get like Drake and everybody. But then Kanye said, "How come I can't sit down with?" I looked up the CEO Tim Cook. Yeah. So he turned that $100 million down. He can't sit with Tim Cook. You know, why can't he sit with him? So like you said, but here's the other thing I thought was heavy. You're seeing in the news he's having this beef, I guess, with Kim's new boyfriend or whatever. But it was hitting me that I seen a few people putting it on their wall, and some of them are Muslims. And the way you're presenting it, I said, this is the setup for them to come get him. And I feel like, and it kept going. And I talked to someone else about this. And I said that Kanye's being in the news all the time. And I said he could maybe fall in a trap, go over there, beat her. And that could be the excuse they use to go over there and get him, so to speak. But I see it. And I see it. And Kanye is brilliant. Kanye is a billionaire. And I believe everyone who is blasting on Kanye West are falling in the conspiracy to come after that brother, because the good that brother does, you all make it seem like that ain't the case. They got D.L. Hughley now talking about his mental state, you know, but that's what's on. But the thing I thought was key is it's being consistent. Kanye is having the beef. So I said, they setting something up. And like you said, Mikhail, they're dissing him at every spot, and he's going off about it. But the clip I sent, Brother James, he said, we play these sports, but we're not the owner. You know, we play basketball, we're not the owner. So he's proven to you, Kanye's not hyped that we make $200 million in the NBA. He wants to run the team. That's what they don't like about him. So I believe, so my point is, you can point out the things you don't like about Kanye. That's not why Satan's after him. And that's not why you post on your wall.
Go ahead.
You post on your wall the same reason they do. Because you hate that brother for whatever reason, because they hate him. You're probably jealous of him. He doesn't talk, man. He goes out there and does it.
Go ahead.
So that's why I believe they really are after him, and that's the intensifying is what I don't like. And when I see people saying stuff, and I go, this is a good setup, because all he has to do now is drive by the guy's house, and they're going to say he went nuts, and they could probably kill him or do whatever they want and justify he was at the house or whatever they're trying to do. But I believe that's just the high conspiracy aspect. But the other aspect, you're right, Mikhail, that kid will take over the world, you know, and that's what he's down to do. He's down to take the whole damn world over, and they don't like him, and they're after him.
Come on.
Kanye West said in a rap song, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is the sensei. Quote. You're all scared to say something like that.
Go ahead.
You fucking him? I don't give a damn what's wrong with him in one sense. Let me see you say that.
Yeah.
You're scared to death to put a man of God on your wall. But you blockhead about Kanye. 85% of the planet, pay attention to this.
Go ahead.
Are surface dwellers.
Right.
They don't know what's going on.
Right.
They just go to CNN, and if they say hate Putin, you hate Putin.
Right.
If they say love Putin, you love Putin. If they say hate Kanye West, you're gonna put something on your wall about Kanye West. Because you're just a damn follower.
Right.
And you think you ain't got nothing to do with Satan. Satan got you in his hip pocket. I'm talking about the intellectuals.
Right.
You hear me? People who act like they know. People who act like they love black people. Satan got you in his hip pocket. If you're saying something about negative about Kanye West, Satan got you in his hip pocket. Because I'm going to say he's talking about Farrakhan. That's what I'm going to
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that Jesus didn't come into the world to condemn the victim. He came into the world to expose Satan. So whatever you're doing around Kanye West, why aren't you exposing what Satan's doing? Why are you just saying, oh, he's nutty? You're falling right into the conspiracy that they want you to fall into.
Right into the trap. Right into the trap.
And then you try to expose it. But you know what? Maybe you don't know who Satan is.
They don't.
Right.
That's why you don't expose him, because you really don't know who he is.
85% are gone. You're gone. You're a surface dweller.
Come on. Also, I want to mention the tennis player. How you say her name? Naomi Osaka.
Yep.
The sister.
Naomi Osaka.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she took a break meant because she needed to take a mental break from the fame. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the stress and stuff she's dealing with, I can tell they didn't like that.
Exactly.
They don't like that. So and let me go back to her because the match now I want to make sure I'm getting it right. The match she had, I believe in 2018, was that with Serena or the sister?
It probably was Serena if I had to guess.
Okay. So I remember now that the one of the judges was messing with Serena. Now Serena, she's one of the nicest sisters out there.
Right.
But I seen he was messing with her during the match, and they kept messing with her. And then here's how you bring the nature of the black man and black woman, the righteous nature out, because I'm gonna tell you how she handled it. First of all, I look at the setup because that was the game that she lost against Naomi. That was the match. But I'm seeing the sign right there. They're messing with her in the stands during the game. I'm watching live, and she's arguing with the dude. So here's how, as I want to say that the nature came out of the black woman, okay, which is righteousness. Because after she lost the match, the interviewer was asking Serena what was going on with her. She said, you know what? She said a couple things. She said, you know what? It's not about that. I want to support my sister Naomi for winning. I ain't worried about what's happening, and you shouldn't either. That's what.
Go ahead.
So, well, I mean, I'm adding a couple words to it, but I'm just saying that's what she meant.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, but then that's what made me bring up the Naomi. But they don't like you taking a break from the fame. They want you to butt dance for them because here's the thing: when you're taking a break, say I need a mental break. You're recognizing that there's something wrong with the fame.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you're not supporting the fame now for the rest of the people. So now that's gonna make the wise person think, what's going on? Why you need a break? That's gonna be the wise person asking you. So I'm knowing that they mess with both of those women right there. Here's another thing.
Can I throw a tennis one out?
Absolutely.
I don't know how this is going to play out, but the number one tennis player today retired from tennis. She's only 25 years old, and she retired. So I'm going to look how the press messes with her these next few days to see if she really quit on her own, But I believe she's the number one player.
Right.
And I've never even heard.
Where's she from?
I don't think she's American. She's from Australia, I think. She's from Australia. She's won like 3 Australian Opens, and her name is Ash Bartley. But she announced her retirement, 25 years old, but she's number one right now.
Come on.
Yeah.
So let's see how they go after her.
What was the reason? What they say?
Well, I believe she just wants to move on. She's acting like I'm moving on with my life and doing other things. But Satan don't want you to quit until you're 38. And
No way, he wants you to quit sports.
Right. I don't believe he wants you to quit. So now I'm going to see,
Right.
He wants niggas out there playing football. Let me say that. He wants niggas out there playing football, basketball, and baseball, running up and down the field, hoping you don't wake up.
Right. That's
period.
Right. Now, see, I'm glad you brought that up because in the Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Then that's what. Look, see, how much I'm sure he got death threats. How much hate mail. First of all, I see it on social media. They still don't like this man. No, look, I'm gonna just tell you this. I look at comments and I see white people saying comments. I don't even like football no more. It's got turned into something else. You know what they're talking about. You don't like the protesting. You don't like these black individuals reminding you. Like, here's the thing. What they say, baseball is the favorite pastime of America. So the thing is, they want you to entertain it. They don't want you to bring consciousness to it. They don't want to remind you that there's racism. Well, you can go back to who was it that you said? What was it? Man, who's the brother of the American? He got the American Society old school, Jim Brown. Then you say he used to be in the crowd. I mean, he used to hear nigger in the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm sure OJ heard it too.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, it's never been. That's the problem. It's never been fair, it's always been racism. But now this generation is trying to bring you conscious, and they're using their airtime on the sports to let you remind you. And white people don't like hearing that.
Right.
So this is what I wanted to say. Another thing is, I'm I'm gonna just say this: they don't like Black power couples being their examples. They don't like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Right.
They've always messed with them. They've never liked Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown.
Mhm.
And here's my thing, okay? Truthfully, I believe if that issue didn't happen with Chris Brown and Rihanna, I
Right.
believe it would be a power couple right
Right.
now. But if you notice, what happened after Chris Brown, and then where did they go? Chris Brown, I looked, right after that, his purse was like 5 million. I looked right after that, Rihanna's was 80 million. Now it's over $1 billion. Chris
Yeah.
got 50. Chris
Right.
got 50.
Right.
But look at that though. See,
Right.
and they want them to be the Black woman that they do pump up. They want to be like Oprah and don't need a Black man. So they can that can be their narrative. So they
Right.
don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't like black power couples. I'm gonna say that. So just like they mess with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? First of all, they know how to get into our emotions, and
Right.
this is absolutely an example of how in the story of Jesus, even though a lot of it is symbolic, just look at the concept of what I'm talking about. Because there was a time period when he was, as they say, walking through the donkey, and they were all throwing palm leaves at him, yelling Hosanna. But then, not far after that, those same people, his own people, they crucified him.
Right.
So that's what we do with our own people.
Right.
They
Yep.
got us fooled, and then all of a sudden, somebody makes one small mistake. First of all, it's a mistake that we've all made. That's what's funny. We know most of us have made a mistake somehow, but then those are the ones that speak the loudest. And now all of a sudden, you talking about Jada and Will Smith is having they're having group orgies or whatever that whatever they claim they're having. First of all, show me a perfect couple.
Right.
Put them on the bright. Show me a perfect damn couple. That's number one. You ain't gonna find one. Number two is they always aren't we taught in Islam that it's look carefully. My mind's going a million places right now. It says when an unrighteous person brings you news, look carefully into it. So I'm saying, how come we're buying these medias? We're buying all that stuff, so they always blow that stuff out of proportion. But I noticed the narrative is they don't want no strong Black couples.
No question.
That's real.
Yeah. So, and here's the last one I want to say is I noticed, and I've seen even Black folks write about it, and they've said it seems funny while they're pushing the narrative of biracial couples. It seems like they're doing that a lot. Not only are they doing that a lot, but it seems like it's always the Black woman with the white man. So you can see it through commercials.
Right.
You can see it through movies. You remember that Cheaper by the Dozen with Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. Yeah.
They got a remake. Look, they got a remake.
Still has it on DVD. Tell the truth.
I don't even know the movie, man. I'm tripping.
Yeah,
Cheaper by the Dozen.
Cheaper by the Dozen. But but then they got a new remake, Cheaper by the Dozen, with a biracial couple. Gabriel Union is the mom, and a white boy is the dad.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying they're pushing that narrative.
Right.
And here's the thing: I remember there's a brother that we all know, my Seattle Facebook friends. I know we all know him. A Muslim too. And he put it on his comment like about 6 months ago, and he said, "Man, it seems like they're pushing that narrative of the biracial couples." But then there's always people that aren't even looking at what he's saying, and they'll focus on the emotions part. People can be with who they want to be. Plus, like he was saying it, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying they're pushing their narrative.
Right.
So I just wanted to. That's what all I had on the defending the Black celebrities.
You know what I forgot?
Huh?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Because I forgot. I just seen something I forgot to touch on.
Okay.
But I was going to talk about my brothers and I. I was talking about when I said my father was beautiful. I wanted to say how I got over that. I forgot that part. it took the Nation of Islam to get
Mhm.
over that, to understand that.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I was asked to be a model a lot in my life. It never did nothing for me. Like seriously, it never did give me any confidence deep down because one side's white beauty standards, the other side, they ain't gonna ask my dad, my dark-skinned dad, you know, so I really never got it until I got to the Nation of Islam. But this is why I want to give props to the Nation of Islam. Our minister, our local minister. We were all in a study group one time, and the minister said, man, we got a lot of handsome men in here. He said, y'all need to use that to attract the people.
Mhm.
And that was the first time I ever felt confident in the way I look, because my brothers and I know we were getting that all the time in the streets. But it was the first time I ever felt confident about it because we're not pimps.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We weren't bringing the women to us. We were bringing the women the truth.
Correct.
So then whenever I got that compliment, it would make me feel good about it. I was thanking Allah.
Mhm.
And he made us look like this. If it's attracting the people, that's another vehicle we can use. Because I
Mhm.
never thought I could use it for God, so to speak. That was my point. One time there was a white woman was driving down the street. You two were at the top of the street, and she was coming down. She looked at you guys. I could tell she looked at you guys kind of funny, right? And she came to me, and she rolled down the window, and she said, "My God, do you guys have to be handsome to get this job?" But my point was, I was feeling good about it. When somebody told me that at 19, I was, you know what I'm saying? But now I know we're attracting the people to God. Some gay people come up to me too. Now I had to do the Chris Tucker on them. Okay, I don't play that, bro. But we was working. Y'all follow what I'm saying? I want to throw that in there. That the nationalism helped me because we're attracting people to God. We're not pimps. This is my point. Is we're attracting these women to God and men. But I wanted to throw that in there because the Nation of Islam will answer all the questions. That's my point.
Come on.
Now, you guys got anything for the end? Any announcements? Anything?
I can let me throw one more dad story because I was thinking, like, you know, in the nation, you know, we show what justice really looks like. We don't believe justice is not letting me get to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. Justice isn't giving me a 10-year contract versus $500 million. That's not justice.
Not justice.
But I have an experience when I was young and I was coming home from school and I had my dope green sweatsuit on. I don't know if Jim was with me, and they threw the ketchup.
I was with you. I got it.
Right. So they threw ketchup on us, and I remember crying. And they were teenage kids, and I remember they were probably 16, 17, but they're in the car, and they just squirted ketchup. I'm crying. I go home. I tell my dad, he's seen their car parked over there. Remember they were in the parking lot?
Yep.
But they left, and my dad chased them down, brought them back, went into the kitchen, and got syrup, and went and spritz them with syrup. And I never forgot that because I know one day that's justice. You all, there's just a bunch of kids playing, and they're doing. Not one day when I can let you play.
Go ahead.
Playing one day.
Go ahead.
Real justice that's going to be applied to you and me and everybody.
Go ahead.
And it's going to be real. So this is the time to repent and fix what's wrong, so to speak.
Go ahead.
But Dad was showing me what real justice was. Then when I got to the nation, I kind of said, okay, I see. My dad showed me that already, so I
get that. Mikhail, Dad said, stay right there.
Yeah,
I'm going to get this. Stay right there. Don't move.
Go ahead.
Walked in the house and got the syrup.
Go ahead.
I witnessed it too.
Go ahead.
And justice is the law that distinguishes between right and wrong.
Yeah, that's
justice is the law that distinguishes between right and wrong. Justice for white people, justice for black people will not be the same. I said that. Two different ones. The Swan Song, ladies and gentlemen. Please go to NOI.org /webcast archive, or you can go to you know what, I'm just going to put it up because I think I got it right here. But I'm sure you go to YouTube, like we were saying. Let me put this up. Let me give the minister some props, man. We're going to hold on for the minister.
Come on.
Brother Mikhail, we took February off.
Go ahead.
We ain't speaking in February.
Go ahead.
The minister's speaking.
Go ahead.
And when he come back, I can't even see it.
That's cool. I mean, it might look bigger on somebody else's TV, though, so it might be bigger, but it's just the Swan Song. Go to NOI.org. You can watch the replay of the Swan Song.
You have to. I mean, you're not getting it from no one else like him. Put it like that. Yamba Louis Farrakhan. Let me see what else I got here. Ramadan's coming up.
Ramadan.
Let's go, Muslims.
Come on.
Put up your loins.
Right.
They say it's like the second or something, huh?
Yes.
April 2nd.
Right. It's round. Yep.
Ramadan is coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
I told you, I always say this all the time. A brother went to me and he said, man, I'm not doing Ramadan this year. I said, how come? He said, man, I got to get right, man. I'm going through things. I said, that's the best time
Right.
to do Ramadan.
Go ahead.
He was telling me he couldn't do it because he was going through some stuff fast.
Go ahead.
You're right. Oh, I didn't tell you, brothers. Brother Roderick is doing a 3-day fast.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can tell you that. Brother
Go
Roderick
ahead,
is
sir.
3-day fast with his cousin Tez.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I got to give those brothers props.
Yeah.
They started yesterday or 2 days ago.
That's what's up.
And it's Ramadan. And I want to say this to people who are not Muslims. We know people who do Ramadan who are not Muslims.
Right.
Google Ramadan, see what it's about. Fasting, man. Fasting would help you with everything.
Go
Mental,
ahead.
spiritually, your weight.
Come on.
Fast, man. Ramadan.
Yeah, I wanted to add a couple points with that
Go
too.
ahead.
That shit, because that will get us a good exercise to us as followers. We know our prescription in instructions. Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in 2018 made How to Eat to Live Long. So at Savior's Day 2018. So that would get us in line to where it'll already be a practice. We should be ready for one meal a day after that. Well, we should be.
Ready to go.
Absolutely.
And there's a sister that we know, me and Brother James know for 30 years. I talk to her, we talk to her all the time.
Yeah.
She told me today, I'm going to do Ramadan with you.
Go ahead.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
And she's not Muslim. She's not Muslim.
Go
Right,
ahead.
that's the point.
Christian.
Yeah, let me give props to Sister Michelle. Mike, you see Sister Michelle in there?
No, ex-Lewis.
She's always been cool with us.
Right.
Always. There's certain people, man, that, you know what I'm saying, that have been steadfast. I want to give her props.
Mhm.
And there's a brother in there now. He said, I don't know if you all seen that comment.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, God is a black scientist, not a biracial scientist. I don't think my brothers and I said biracial tonight one time. In 2 hours and 16 minutes, we never even bring it up.
Go
All I'm
ahead.
going to say is, that man you all saw, Master Fard,
Mm-hmm.
that's who you're going to have to deal with. That's all I got to say. That's all. People inside the nation and
Go
outside.
ahead. Come
And-
You
on.
don't have to deal with that man who had a white mother and a black
Correct.
father.
And what did I say at the end of me talking about what the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said on the Swan Song? In order to get to the Father, you have to go through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Take it or let it alone.
Go ahead. Go ahead. And see, yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna just say, like we've mentioned, out the nation and in the nation. So we know, there's some mindsets that ain't even got past that yet.
They ain't got past.
That's insane. So that all you're doing is stunting your growth. That's just the bottom line.
Hell, the last time we always have scraps or whatever when you push, but the last one I talked to this brother, used to come all the time, used to always say stuff. He came one time and some issue was in the world. This was a few years ago.
Right.
And he said, I didn't hear Farrakhan say anything. I don't know if he's doing anything about it. I went to him, I said, what are you doing about it? And he just walked off. He walked off and just left.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What are you doing?
Go ahead.
What are we doing?
Right.
What
Go
are
ahead.
you doing? What are you doing?
Right.
The meat is going up yonder. Do you want to go up yonder?
Come on, bro. No, plus I'm saying, bro,
Go ahead.
didn't all three of us say we got past that? We already swallowed that pill. We've been past that.
Yes.
We accepted that.
The Quran says the fight of the devil is ever weak. You already proved all that. You showed all that. And the argument's always a weak argument.
It's
Right.
weak.
Based on, because you did prove it.
Right.
That's exactly why they did that.
Right.
Yep.
But it says that you're just trying to sway other people that may not believe. They know there's people in here that are on the fence. They don't understand. So that could be your motive, some people's motive. Well, let me go in there and keep them in ignorance.
Come on.
Yes, sir. I get it. And McKelson, you only stunting your own growth. That was heavy.
Yeah.
McKell X has the fountain of youth. Check that out on McKell X Guadalupe Dog. McKell, your name is long. Mike, remember you used to do that? McKell Guadalupe Dog X. Go ahead. I know you're gonna say. Go ahead, McKell.
No, I'm just gonna make a joke. Guadalupe, Danchez, Victor Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's you.
Well, I wanted to comment on Mikhail, your father. He was in the nation before all of us. Yeah, I seen him at his little book.
Come on.
He was already letting you know.
Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. Speaking of the nation, you know that white high. We're just doing jokes now, ladies and gentlemen. You know the white high school I went to?
Yeah.
I went to Tolo with a white girl, and I got the bow tie on. So I beat you guys. I'm with the white girl, Mikhail, but I beat both you guys. The Hereafter TV. you can see on YouTube. Go to YouTube, the Hereafter TV, and this is streaming live right now on YouTube. And if you have any questions, inbox us. Our names, you're watching us live on all our Facebook pages. You can inbox us any questions. Like my brother Michael X said, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, because believe me, we can talk about a lot of subjects. We can. There's so many.
Plug Mikhail too, the Fountain of Youth.
I already did.
Oh, I didn't even hear you. I was looking at my phone or something.
Yeah, you were laughing at my joke.
Mikhail goes live. I swear I'm out somewhere doing something. I'm always out, and I see Mikhail's going. Go ahead, though.
So inbox us questions.
He's doing minister time. You know, he's doing 4 hours and 30.
That scared me. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what's funny? I mean, it's always all praise due to Allah. But I literally just wrote some things down like right before it's time. So I probably had like 1 page. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I love you all, my brothers.
Love you too, sir.
Love you, man.
Thanks for everybody for watching and all the ones give us support.
Thank you. Yes. So we would like to leave you as we came before you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.